and then you got a shon, which is a tie-on, and you tie yourself to the beauty of smoking the cigarette, how cool it looks, what members of the opposite sex you will have. So you're given, say, 80% of that to look at, and then you're given 2% of it will cause cancer or kill you. You know, so because you've been given 80% of the greatness, the benefits of smoking this, and plus with the addictive element of it with the nicotine, they give you the 2% of the adverse effects, because they know that the power of you taking it is greater than the power of you not taking it, and then that message weakens you, because you're not. You the more you see that message, it has less effect, because they've put it in front of the greater appeal of the cigarette. So it's all part of the programming, that you show what you're not supposed to do, but you give a greater content to what you're supposed to do.
Absolutely. John, I want to come back to you've written 2 books, yeah?
Yeah, well, I've written 3 books.
Oh, 3 books.
I banned the first one anyway.
You banned your own book?
I banned my own book. Yeah. So the second one is Decoding Language, which is, we're currently trying to get that. We will be getting that back in print. And the reference book, which is Etymology, the Roots of Words, which is like a dictionary. So it's for you to have a basic insight in etymology, like, so you start to know the prefixes, the root words, and then you start to see what words really are, because, and that's another thing with words, they haven't made you conscious of the very words that you're speaking. You're not conscious of the words. You can't even see what the words are meaning that you're talking about. You can't see that the words are meaning, because basically they've given you English, which is not what the words are. They've only given you basics, so you can't see the words. So basically, a third of the words we are using are Latin words. Unless you know Latin, which they show you in a grammar school, you can't really see what the word is. You just got a bunch of marks, and because someone said this is what you're supposed to do when you see the mark, that's what you're doing, but you're not conscious of the word. For example, the word exit. When you see those marks of the EXIT, you move towards the marks, but you don't really know why you're moving towards the marks. Actually, you're not conscious of what this word is, and you have to have someone who's conscious of the word to show you to move towards the marks. X means out, like your ex-partner is someone you've left, someone you've gone out of. So exit means the way out of something, because it's in the word X. X means out, but they don't make you conscious of what X means, because they want to keep you blind to what the word is. So excite, sight means to talk out. Example is a you give ample out to something. So basically, every time you see the word X, it really means out, but they don't tell you that. The only way you're going to know what it really means if you study Latin or if you go to grammar school. So the whole of the language system is designed to keep you blind. The reason why you know it's blind, because when you come towards law, you find that the words that come out of your mouth have no effect anymore. When you go to a doctor, you'll find out he has to write you the prescription, because the words that you have no effect anymore. When you go to study physics or biology, you realize that the words that you use are not going to give you the adequate skill to know what they're talking about, because exoskeleton means the skeleton outside. So basically, unless you know what grammar is or Latin, you're not going to have a consciousness of what these words are.
Absolutely. So this comes from the great man John Master. John Master, we have to ask you, what makes you tick, man? What makes you get up and do the things you're doing? You know, let's get a little insight about you.
Oh, basically, as I said, I was living in a desperate situation where I was living in a van for maybe, say, 2-3 years, and I came to the lowest of the lowest point where I only had enough money to buy cheese or bread, and it's like you could have been losing your mind. So for me, words are life and death. You know, that's what it is. If you think the wrong way, it could be like in your natural environment. If you look at any animal in the wild, they ain't got time to watch TV. They ain't got time to sit down and make tea, or McDonald's. One wrong move and their lifespan is finished. An ant takes its mind, its consciousness off its surroundings, and it's gone.
Yeah.
Most animals, like a deer, if it's not conscious of its surroundings, it doesn't exist anymore. And that is your natural state of consciousness, is when you're fully aware of what your surroundings are.
And what also, when I asked Jammers in a second, right, you know, what is his favorite colors, you know, and what is his music? Want to really go into him and find out more about Jammers, and what makes him tick. What's his favorite colors? What's your colors, Jam? What's your colors you like?
I don't even like the word color, you see, because
break it down, man.
Cull means to cut something. You know, when you cull something, that means you're taking a piece of it, you know, and then you're left with our cull, you know. So basically, the original language, it was from, let me get it right, I've even forgot, it was from right to left. So if you break down the sound in the word colour, it's our cull. It's what we taken for ourselves. So that's basically when they call you a colour, and they're giving you the word. You know, they're giving you the word. That means that what we've taken for ourselves. So when they say coloured people, because they don't use that word no more. You know, Alan Hansen got pulled up when he used it in the football, because in that word is the real reason. It's the people that they've taken for themselves. Our colour. Look at the word colour, it's our colour. Look at the word brown. In the word brown, you've got the last 3 letters of the word brown is the word own. Yeah, the first 4 letters of the word brown is brow. So you use your brow to own these set of people. That's the level of consciousness that is on the word that you don't realise. We're just seeing the letters, but it's a trigger to some of people. Colour is our colour. These are the people that are taken. Brown, use your brow to own them, and the other one is black. These people be lacking.
Right.
So when they look at us, they've got a different plan of action because they know the grammar, and it triggers a different mindset. You notice when the so-called upper class speak the words, they break it. Hello, how are you? They're breaking down the grammar in the word. They're using the prefix, the root word, and the suffix in the word. Because each of these have different sets of vision that you can actually see the word. Well,
breaking away the word colour, I like when you talk about that still, but in the concept what we're talking about, do you have a favourite colour you
well,
like?
I don't really like using the word, but I do. Wait, say the word dark.
You like the word dark?
Dark.
Yeah.
The arc. We carry everything.
Yeah.
You know, we're the carriers of everything. I like, you know, basic. There's no favourite with me. You know what I mean? I just like the whole of it existence, because another thing, when you have a favourite, that means you have a preference, just one thing than the other, and that means everything has a balance. You know, so if you're on a tightrope and you veer on the right side to the left and you lean right, you're gonna fall off.
See.
You know.
So the traffic quite claim don't have no favorite colours. You know what I mean? You know, and so forth.
I do like Menelin.
Do like Menelin.
Value of Menelin.
Menelin.
That's what I
so which is a dark colour, black. All right then. And in terms of music, you know,
muse means to think. Yeah, when means to think in a way that you're not specific, in a way that you're not tied. That's it. So when you muse, that means that you're thinking in a playful way, or you're thinking casually. That's it. Muse means to casually think. So if you look at the word music, it means muse means to casually think, and then I see. So you've got muse, which means to casually think, and I see. The same way you've got amusement. So basically you're thinking casually, mentally, amuse mentally. So basically the word muse means to think casually. So when somebody sings something to you, you start to think about what they're singing about, and you start to see the vision of it. Like someone will sing Lovers Rock, and then you'll see the time when you used to rub off the wallpaper back in the day, you know what I mean?
Right. So coming back to that still, do you just want to know, do you have a favorite music artist or any kind of thing?
Well, boy, I like Capleton, you know.
Like Capleton.
The problems that he's got, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
what problem you have, Capleton?
Well, did you hear with the Capleton thing? No, he got accused, innit?
Got accused of
molestation, right? You know?
Oh God. So you do like the passion of Capleton, yeah, so forth.
I like all kind of
music, you know.
Music is a vibration still,
See.
and inside the vibration is a memory and an intelligence.
Hold on, say that again. Inside the vibration, there's intelligence, there's a memory and intelligence.
A memory and intelligence. Yeah. And memory is me mori. So me mori, your black states, your state of amor, how you originate memory. So that's what basically they're trying to stop you from having the fact that you was a mori. Mori means dark. You know, so memory means the darkness. Out of the darkness, the arc, everything is there. You have a memory bank.
Right, and hope it. How do I gonna answer this one? Do you have who's your favorite football team?
Well, I shouldn't really. You really put me in it. Now, you know, this is where I'm gonna get.
Well, people probably want to know.
And that's the problem. You see, you can't get away from it because man will say black power this, black power that, and next thing they're following a football team full of white people in it. So that's the problem. That's the problem we have still. So you're at the end of my career. No, but I do like the art of football. I do like. I'm a Manchester United man.
Yeah.
I like the skill that they used to play. I appreciate the skill, but that's the problem, you see, because we don't really know the essence of who we are, and then we fall into the traps of like competition. You know, because we came from a place where there was abundance, so we had skill height, and we would play against each other in a way to heighten each other's skill. Over here it's competition.
It's competition.
You know, you know. So
well, you see, the competition is really a male ego dominating thing. Really, if you think about it, it's just
and if you break it down, you come. Because in the word competition, you've got the first three words is COM, which means you come to a place where you petition how great you are. You see, so basically, when you put a petition to someone, it's like you're requested to show how great you are. Yeah, you see.
Okay then. Right. So we have someone who's trying to phone in, but they're ringing about 5 minutes time. So, James, if you can just, James, you're gonna make you want to round up and let people know about the event what's taking place.
But basically,
sorry. Dad.
Also, I say it's gonna be July now. We're working in conjunction with the Talking Academy. We're doing a public speaking, etymology, and esoteric science course, level 1. And that's going to be taking place. It was going to be this month, but this month's been too tight. So from the first week in July, on Tuesdays, we're going to be doing a public speaking course in conjunction with the Talking Academy. We set up a Talking Academy, which is the training branch of the Speakers Club, where you can actually come and learn the skills. So the first course that we're going to do is public speaking, level 1, etymology introduction, and esoteric science. Esoteric science really means the hidden sciences that you can't see. So basically we're starting this in July. It's a 4-week course, basic 4-week course, and if you're interested, it's taking place at Parkview Academy, West Green Road, London, F15 3QR. The courses that we're constructing, you'll be able to do them at home, because there are multiple choice that you can do at home, and also they'll be leading to a diploma as well. So once again, from July we'll be doing a public speaking course level 1, etymology introduction, and esoteric science. If you're interested in the courses, which is £40 for 4 weeks, but you can get a special discount if you've listened to us on Bless, if you've listened to SLR, if you've come to the Speakers Club event, if you've bought any of the books, you can get a special discount of only £20 for 4 weeks. And my number to call is 07931 417 553. The classes are limited to 32 people per month, so we've got a limited space. So if you're interested in the courses, once again you can book now on 07931 931 417 553. And as well as I said, what I'm doing is currently I'm doing extra research in how words affect consciousness, because it's gone beyond etymology now. It's a science called etiology, and etiology is the cause and effect. It's a major science of what causes you to ever use a word, and how does the word affect your consciousness, because consciousness is what you are aware of, is what you wear on your head. If you look at the word swear, you've got the word wear. So when somebody swears at you, it's what they're wearing, and if you're not careful, you start wearing that on your head as well. When someone talks to you, what do? They address you. They address you. So that means they put something on you. They'll call you silly or idiot. That means they're putting a set of on your consciousness of what they define you are. If you look at the upper class people, they call themselves sir or duke or baron. So that their consciousness, they're wearing a higher level of awareness, because they've programmed their mind to look that they're above you. So what we are looking at now is how you can process your mind to a higher level of awareness, and not go by the programs that other people are putting on you to activate your consciousness. Amos Wilson in the Black Power book said one of the biggest steps toward power is to have an active consciousness rather than a passive consciousness. So basically we're walking around with a passive consciousness like a dog who's been told what to be conscious of. What we're doing here is to train you to have an active consciousness, so you will activate your own consciousness and bring your thoughts into reality. Because basically what's happened is we're being fed other people's thoughts to think about, to fantasize about, to dream about. So you'll never bring them into reality. You'll walk around in a belief system without being able to bring about reality. You'll be fed with other people's ideas and beliefs, walking around in a fantasy. Well, we're telling you that you've got inner vision, that you can make a reality. When you activate your consciousness, you can bring your vision or your dreams or your ideas out into reality, rather than taking somebody else's dreams and walking around in a fantasy.
Okay then, and we've got about a couple minutes left. I know you have to move off soon, but Jammers, let people know where they can go into YouTube Speakers Club, and also let people know what's happening with Critters as well.
Well, Critters is still on his band. I think he done a video. He done a music video.
Yeah, I was watching it, man. It was quite interesting.
I think he's in hiding, because I think he actually damaged a BMW, someone's BMW in the actual video. He just danced on a random BMW now, and I think they found out about it now.
Yeah.
So I think he's in he's got himself in a bag of problem at the moment. So Critters is he's done a music video, and you can actually see on the speakers. You want to find out about events that we're doing, you can just go to YouTube and type in the Speakers Club. Just go to YouTube and type in the Speakers Club. It's the leading Speakers Club on YouTube, so we're dominating YouTube, and that's thanks to everybody that's been. All you've got to do is look at one of our videos, and you're generating the Speakers Club channel to become the number one, which it is the number one on YouTube at the moment. So if you'd like to see any of our events on etymology, what we're doing, just go to the Speakers Club channel on YouTube to keep in touch. Boom.
Okay then. So again, we had the great man Jammers, Jam Master show, and as I said that, Jammers has a spin to everything near enough, when it comes down to his colours, I think we can confidently say that he likes dark colours, but he likes all colours because it's a balance.
Don't like the word colour.
You don't like the word colour, yeah? So we have to find another word for him to come out to where he likes dark. Also, when it comes to music, again, don't like to use the word music, because again, he says that he likes all different kind of music, but he does like Caperton.
I just, sorry to cut you down before, I just want to give the listeners one thing that they can start to do. Basically, what you got to start to do, especially like exercise to activate your consciousness, is stop, cut all the words out, cut all the thinking out, because when you're thinking, you're bringing old thoughts, dead thoughts into action. You're analysing. You're not actually perceiving what's in front of your face because you've already got a preconceived conception of what's happening. So an exercise that you can do in the morning is just stop yourself from thinking, and then you will start to just feel and perceive and take in information. You know, another thing is to, when somebody's swearing or cussing or saying something to you to get at you, is stop understanding the words. Simple. If you was in France and someone was swearing at you, you wouldn't respond because it wouldn't have no effect. Stop listening to the people's words. Stop understanding, because when you understand somebody's word, you're standing under the word. You know, so when someone's saying something, you switch your brain off. Don't listen to the words, and that way you overpower these words that people are throwing at you, because all words is designed to persuade you or program you into a form of action. And that's my little thing that you could try to do. Just cut out thinking for a while. You'll find yourself start to become aware of how you're walking, what's in front of you. You start hearing things. You'll even become lightheaded, you know, because once you stop thinking, because thinking is generated from the ink of the pen, then you will actually have a relationship with your environment rather than using somebody else's process that they've told you you're supposed to use to perceive the environment. Thank you.
Okay then. So thank you for interjecting that. And also, third thing I asked James about was his favourite team, and he does like Manchester United, but again, you know, he has a spin on the old thing about football as well. So we get to know three things about Jammers, what makes him tick, you know, and it's very important that we understand Jammers, that how he come to realization with words when Ratty licked him when he was in the van, living in the van for 2 years, and Ratty was that, you know, it's either cheese or bread, you know, and the whole thing about thought process come to his mind, the whole thing about words, and he turned words upside down, and that's how he was able to power himself. And now Jammer's become one of the main force out there by programming himself and educating himself and understanding the power of words, open up his consciousness, his awareness, etc. And the reason why I ask questions of those things about, because we like to know who's this man Jammers, because this is a very humble individual, just up and down, doing his thing. And sometimes people don't, you know, some people don't really respect, I don't know what to say about this, but sometimes people don't really get the respect what they should be getting. You know, we tend to glorify people from America, even Jamaica and other part, you know, but as people in your own community don't get the full respect, you know, and this brother needs to get the full respect. And it's just a ordinary individual that's just doing what he has to do. Also, I want to big up the sister Pauline from the part of the Manhood Academy. Also, they have a Womanhood Academy as well. So, Sister Pauline, big up your steers every single time. Ragadi, big up yourself every time. You know, they Leo, big up yourself every time. Big up all the present DJs on Blessradio. So what I'm gonna do now is just to continue the reasoning, cause I know James has to make a move very shortly. And please check out James on Speakers Club, the Speakers Club, so you get more information.
Hello, this is Brian Tracy, and welcome to the 21st century. In less than 50 years, we have gone from the industrial age through the service age and into the information age, and things will never be the same again. We've moved in one generation from the age of the job, where people started off with a career and a company and stayed there for most of their lives, to the age of the entrepreneur, the contingency worker, the free agent, where you will work at a variety of jobs and careers throughout your life. We've moved from the age of manpower to the age of mind power. We have gone from a time where value was contained in land, capital, factories, fixtures, and raw materials into the psychozoic age, the age of the mind, where value is now contained in knowledge and skill, and in your ability to apply it quickly in a competitive marketplace. Every major shift in culture and technology is recognized by only a few people at first, the innovators and early adapters, like yourself. These are followed by the late adapters, a larger percentage of the population, and then eventually by everyone else, the vast majority who catch on much later, if at all. We have moved from the era of lifelong employment to the era of lifelong employability. The biggest mistake you can ever make is to ever think that you work for anyone else but yourself. The innovators and early adapters recognize that they are completely self-responsible agents in a competitive workplace. You are the president of your own personal services corporation. You are the president of an entrepreneurial organization with only one employee, yourself. You have one product to sell in the marketplace, your personal services. For the rest of your life, your job is to run your personal company efficiently and effectively so as to maximize your value. Your goal must be to sell the very highest quality and quantity possible of your personal services so that you can enjoy a wonderful standard of living, accomplish all of your goals and dreams in life, and retire financially independent. Here are some questions for you. Would you like to double your income? Triple your income? Become a self-made millionaire? Would you like to rise to the top of your field and become one of the most successful and respected people in your industry? Would you like to have a beautiful home, a beautiful family, wonderful relationships, a nice car, a fat bank account, and an ever-expanding future of opportunities and possibilities? Well, the good news is that all of these are possible for you. And in this program, I'll show you how you can have them all. I'll give you a series of step-by-step strategies, methods, and techniques that you can use starting immediately to take complete control of your life and accomplish anything that you really, really want. How do you know that this is possible? Simple. Bertrand Russell, the British philosopher, once wrote that the very best proof that something can be done is that someone else has already done it. All around you today are men and women who started with nothing, and often with less than nothing, who have discovered and applied the key success formulas contained in this program to transform their lives. They've gone from rags to riches. They've gone from poverty and obscurity to success and affluence. Today, we are surrounded by millions of self-made millionaires, thousands of multimillionaires, and almost 200 billionaires, virtually every one of whom began with nothing and achieved their fortunes in one generation. And whatever others have done, you can do as well, if you find out what they did and you do exactly the same things over and over again until you achieve the same results. One of the great secrets of success has always been learn from the experts. As a wise man once told me, Brian, he said, find out what other successful people have done and then do the same thing. You will never live long enough to figure it all out for yourself. The very fact that you are taking your precious time to listen to this program means that you are a member of the elite. You are one of the top 10%, perhaps even the top 5% of men and women in our society today. Now, forget about your current income or financial situation for a moment. Just remember the great rule. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. All that really matters is where you're going. Where you are going in life is determined by what you are doing at this moment. And what you are doing right now is that you are learning how to apply the same success principles that have been used by hundreds of thousands and millions of men and women, even people from other countries with no money, no friends, no language skills, no education, no contacts, and no resources to build wonderful lives for themselves. And what others have done, you can do as well. In the information age, knowledge is the raw material of success. The more you learn, the more you earn. In the information age, your ability to think well about yourself, your life, your work, and your relationships is the critical determinant of how much success and satisfaction you'll enjoy in each of those areas. The better you think, the better results you get. The better results you get, the better you feel and the happier you are. The better you feel and the happier you are, the more effective you are with other people, and the more they want to work with you and be associated with you. The more and better friends, associates, and contacts you have, the more doors that open for you, the more you're paid, and the faster you'll be promoted. Your life gets onto an upward spiral that eventually enables you to enjoy one of the highest standards of living in our society. That's what this program is all about. There's only one thing necessary for you to make these ideas work. It is that you accept complete responsibility for yourself and for everything that happens to you in life. This is one of the most difficult and yet one of the most important steps.
Okay, then we listen to Brian Tracy, who's one of the top psychiatrists when it comes to anything about money. Definitely one of the best artists, probably one of the best in the world. People always talk about Brian Tracy, you know. So James has left now, and so again, continue the show after the show. And earlier on, we was talking about diabetes. We had Brother Lyndon was reasoning with us and just break down different types of diabetes and how you could reverse the diabetes. And he said when you have the blood test, it should be 42.2. 42.2. If it goes, his one was about 92 something, so he was on the verge of, you know, some serious, you know, he had diabetes in fact, you know. So he had, I think diabetes 2 he had, so he had to do a lot of work on himself to reverse that. So we're touching on that and how you can reverse the process by exercising, changing your mindset, eating, cuts out everything, in case you cut out all the carbs, seeing, and fasting as well. You know, those are the four. There's many elements you can do, but those what work for many. So reversing within 2 to 3 months. In fact, he's written a book on reversing the thing of diabetes. Okay, then we will be expecting a call from a sister, Barbara, who will be talking about Sky TV, right? And what she's doing now, she's seriously now trying to promote things like personal development and promote conscious people on there, promoting different kind of radio station on there and so forth. So she'll be calling in and touching about what she's doing as well. Seeing. So I'll be touching in with us. I know she does a lot of work around mental health, etc. Okay, and the number to phone in on is 0794431 366. I repeat, 0794431 366. So you lock into the big one. Blessradio.
On how much you can earn. All you have to do is find out who else is earning as much as you want to earn, and then do the same things he or she is doing until you achieve the same income level. You are responsible for your health. You are responsible for your level of fitness, your weight, your energy levels, your appearance, and virtually everything about your physical person over which you have complete control. You're responsible for your relationships, for your emotions, your reactions, your responses, and your behaviors with other people. Nobody makes you think, say, or feel anything. The way you behave is always the result of a specific choice or a failure to choose on your part. From this point forward, develop the discipline of refusing to make excuses for anything. Refuse to criticize, condemn, or complain. Refuse to blame other people for things that aren't going well in your life. Instead, repeat to yourself over and over the words, I am responsible. I am responsible.
Oh, greetings, Brother Dougie.
How you been? You good?
I'm feeling really good. How are you feeling?
Fantastic, my sister. Good to hear from you. This is Sister Barbara. I did say that she'll be phoning and talk about Sky TV on a channel where she hosts his well, the program's called Born to Win, and she put on like most around focus on personal development, around mental health, prostate cancer, and other things, you know. So the reason why I've joined on the call, because we want to encourage many people to subscribe and to get involved. Watch the channel, you know, a great initiative by the sister, and also we want to promote Blessradio station on there and SLR and you know these. So it's a win-win situation, you know. But tell me, son, how long have this Sky TV, well, Born to Be Wins on Sky TV, so how long has it been going?
Born to Win has been going, we've been airing our program for about a year now. So we're fairly new.
You're fairly new. And what's been on there so far? What kind of stuff?
Well, what we aim to do is give our community awareness about the problems that we encounter for, and we're looking at physical health and also looking at mental health, and we're also looking at concerns like crime in our community and how we can move forward. Right.
And Sky TV, what channel is that? That's 5'8" something?
Yeah, it's 5. How I remember it, it's 589. But yeah, 589.
589. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's called Faith TV, and my program is Born to Win. And you know, I just 1 in 4. Was it 1 in 4?
Well, in fact, I just speaking right now. You know, definitely about 3 or 4 years time, the way things are going, it'll be 1 in 3 black men have prostate cancer, and as we're speaking right now, that in Jamaica it is very serious.
Wow.
You know, we can't play. It's very serious in Jamaica. Why is so aggressive in Jamaica? That's another good question. Obviously, yes, there's a lot of fast food out there and so forth, but at the same time, but a lot of it do with the carbs, but at the same time, because of the weather, we still can get rid of the carbs and stuff like that. But why so aggressive, you know, in Jamaica with the men them and the Caribbean? No one really broke it down and explained why, you know. You know, but if you think about it, men in general, right, they don't understand why it's so aggressive on. I mean, yes, you can look at the lifestyle, but why it's so aggressive among black men, you know? I mean, sorry to because
I'm wondering, is it the stress element? Is it the stress
element? No, stress always going to play part of it. But you do need a certain amount of stress, you know. You do need a certain amount of stress. You know what I mean? Right? Yeah. Right. But one of the things what Vassell was saying is that the hormones and the estrogen and this and that and whatever plays a very important part, you know. Yeah, it is serious. It is serious, you know what I mean. So
it's a very serious
topic. This Tuesday will be part 2 you'll be showing, or is it part 1? How's it going to work?
Yeah, last week for the viewers it was part 1. That gave you the whole introduction of how you know somebody had it. A gentleman named
Errol McKellar.
That's right, Errol McKellar. He had it, and he basically took you through 30 minutes of how he got checked out. His wife was a great part in him getting checked out. His wife was a really, really good support, and how he's overcome it. And, you know, as far as he's concerned, his calling now is to tell as many people as possible. And for any of you that missed that program, what you can do is go to YouTube, Born to Win.
Oh, he's on YouTube, Born to... Okay, then, that's interesting.
Yeah. I'm sure you can pick it up on YouTube. Born to Win.
I'm gonna write it down right now. So
Yeah.
on YouTube, Born to Win. Yeah.
Born to Win, and put prostate cancer.
Okay then. All right then. Okay.
Prostate cancer.
So we encourage people to subscribe. Let people know. Because this is a great initiative by the sister, and I said the stuff is on YouTube. Again, subscribe on YouTube because we need to move forward because health is a very serious thing, and also want to promote the sister Born to Win as well. Push it out there, and they're still in the early stage. Still, it's only been a year, so obviously they're still finding their feet, and obviously these things takes finance and whatever, and so obviously we want people to see where they can contribute and see people can sponsor and etc. But definitely, you see what I'm saying, So what other future programs you have coming up in the near future, my sister?
Well, we've got another fantastic program, and it's going to give you the full overview of gangs. Where did gangs start from? Why we have gangs? Why do people think that they need to join a gang? How also we're looking at economics of how our youths have been sold a lie. We look at fatherless children. We look at all the effects of why people feel that they need to go into a gang. Yeah, looking at and we talk about social media, the power of social media, and we look at these children are vulnerable. The youth, they're quite vulnerable. They're at a vulnerable stage in their life, and they're targeted in every angle possible. And if they do not have a mentor, if they do not have purpose, if they do not have the right guidance, it's quite easy for these youths to be targeted and join a gang.
Right, absolutely. And I know that you do a lot of work around mental health and etc. And then that's one of your interests, mental health, yeah? Yeah,
mental health. We tackle mental health. What we actually do, I give my psychological skill and practical skill, and I combine the two, and I talk about ways of overcoming mental health. Also, we talk to people that have actually gone through it. One of my programs is about a gentleman that back in the days, I think it's in the 80s, he was not diagnosed, and he takes you through his journey, and now he's the CEO of an organization that goes into the hospital and helps people that are going through mental health. In other words, he actually uses reggae music.
Seriously?
So that people can listen. Yeah, reggae music. They go in there with their band, Maudsley Hospital, St. George's, and they play music so that these people, because some of these people have come from their countries.
Oh, that's interesting.
And they use that music as a way of healing.
That's very interesting. That's very interesting.
So he takes you through his journey. And
is that
his
the brother?
Name's Devon Marston.
Is that the brother I met when I come there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, Devon Marston.
He used to be an artist, and he used to be involved in some. I remember from the early days. He's a musician, isn't he?
Yeah, he used to be with the Investigators, I think. Is he Investigator?
Yes. I know him. Yeah. An artist. Okay then.
Yeah. Right. So he takes you through his journey, and I'm also another gentleman that has just a young man that he went through his own trials and tribulations, and what he points out is it's very, for black males, it's hard for them to go to counselling.
Right.
But once they identify with somebody of their culture, it makes it easier for them.
Yeah, it makes it easier for them. There's a brother you need to check out. You must check him out, and that's Edison.
Edison, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you spoke to him yet, but
not yet, because I'm really caught up with the whole recording.
Yeah, man.
You know, we're doing a lot of recordings at the moment with other projects. But yeah, I've got his number, and I'd definitely be calling him.
Yeah, because when it comes to mental, from a spiritual, he's got it locked. You know what I mean? Must be. Yeah. It's quite interesting how he looks at it. You know what I mean? Etc. There's a question I was going to ask, and it just come up. Oh, that's it now. It's come to me now. You know, it's funny enough, right? I was watching the news today, and one of the things was come out more that they were talking about footballers who, against some of them have come out now and said that, you know, they're suffering from mental health, depression, and so forth.
Right.
See?
Yes.
And now a lot of that's coming out now. You see. Not only footballers, you know, special well-known athletes, sports and cricketers, and you know all that stuff there. And what's interesting, Errol's event took place a couple weeks ago. It was prostate cancer and to do with I think it's called Mind, do with mental health and etc. You know, so it's quite interesting. A lot of people are talking about this, and because it's obviously these people were celebrities. You know, it's get a bit more profile and so, but you know, but it's not only celebrities who have mental health. You know, could be a man run a corner, could be someone, a family member,
absolutely,
run a corner,
absolutely,
and it's something what I say. You know, it's just it's a normal thing, but it's just how you deal with it. And again, when you talk about it, because you know, this, you know, life's a challenge. You know what I mean? You go through certain challenges, but it's how you deal with it. Some people just bottle it up, and just gonna deal with it. And you know what's interesting of all of this? That as I'm thinking now, that I mean, this particular footballer I was talking about today is a young footballer. You know what I mean? Must be in his late 20s now, early mid 20s, right? And obviously, as a footballer, you know, you're famous, make work for money. You know, you have work for woman and rare. But when things got a bit pear-shaped, like he was injured, he went into depression and so forth. Right? And you're gonna find more. That is very common, you see. But again, they're trying to put, and they've got the money to, you know, support these individuals going through certain stuff. But yeah, a lot of these things is happening now. But you know, and good now we're talking about it on a certain level.
Well, I'm just really pleased that it's come it's come out in the open, because a lot of us are sitting there suffering with mental health, and we don't even know it. We don't even know it. We're sitting there bottling things up, not talking to anybody, not saying nothing, because we think we've got it all together, and we're frightened to talk, and also we're frightened of how society's going to view us. Right. Yeah? So we're frightened that we're not able to get jobs. How are these people going to deal with this? They're going to lock us up. They're going to section us. They're going to put needles into us. You hear all these stories, and people have experienced those kind of things. So I can understand why people do bottle it up. But you know, it takes a village to grow a child. And I think that's really, really important in terms of uncles, aunts. You know, you sometimes you have to reach out to the specialists. You know, you have to reach out to your churches. You have to reach out to you know, to the wider community in order for you to get through, in order for you to come out the other end. Right.
Okay then, my sister. So listen. Right, we definitely would like you to, you know, share some more information in the near future, because we definitely want to get behind what you're doing. It's a great initiative, and what you're doing is tremendous work. Yeah.
Thank you very much, and
thank you.
Viewers, please watch 589 Born to Win on Sky TV.
Okay then. Give thanks, my sis.
Yeah, bless you. Bye.
Of your goals and objectives, and strategic planning is a skill, like riding a bicycle, that you can learn and master over time with regular practice. Let me introduce you now to some key words, phrases, and formulas that we will return to throughout this program. Each of these words introduces a way of thinking that you can use to dramatically improve your results. The first step is to explain the purpose of strategic planning. In strategic planning with corporations, the sole aim is to increase the return on equity invested, or ROE. The equity of a corporation is the total amount of money that the owners of the corporation have invested in the company in the hope of getting a return. Strategic planning is aimed at reallocating the resources and changing the activities of the organization so as to increase its percentage return on the equity of the owners. In personal strategic planning for yourself, your job is to increase your ROE as well, your return on energy. Your equity in your work and your life is your sweat equity. It is the investment of your intellectual, emotional, physical, and spiritual capital in your career on which you want to get the very highest return. In business, all analysis, all strategy, all planning, and all results can be defined in financial terms. With regard to your own personal services corporation, your career, you should analyze and define all of your results in financial terms as well. Everything that you do in your work life should be aimed at increasing the amount of money you receive from the amount of your own personal human capital that you invest. Your job is to earn the very highest amount of money by applying your mental, emotional, and physical energies in the very best way to contribute the very most value and achieve the very highest level of rewards. Remember, just because someone is earning twice as much as you are doesn't mean that they are twice as smart or twice as capable. Very often, they may not be as confident or as capable as you are, but they have learned how to deploy themselves more strategically so as to earn.
Okay then. It was really good to have Sister Barbra. I'm talking about Sky TV. You know, she's on TV, you know, she run a TV. She hosts a Born to Win on Sky TV and focus around, mostly around health, physical health, she said, and mental health scene. And I think next one she's doing is looking at everything about gang, how it started, and looking at everything about gang. So she'll go on some serious thing, you know. So earlier on, just a little bit, we just play a little bit of Brian Tracy, because I do like what Brian Tracy has to say in terms of looking at from economics, money, you know, as an entrepreneur and take initiative. Yeah. So we're gonna play a bit more of Brian Tracy.
To leverage the strength of your skills, your abilities, your contacts, your resources, your personality, and your specialized knowledge so that you can get vastly greater results than the average person with the same resources. Some of the primary methods of leverage in your career are the use of OPK, or other people's knowledge. Another is OPI, or other people's ideas. You can use OPE, which refers to other people's energy. When you develop the ability to tap into and utilize other people's knowledge, ideas, and energy, you will soon attract the fourth key leverage factor, OPM, or other people's money. Today, money flows to the people who have demonstrated their ability to coordinate knowledge and resources to create value and get results. The better you become at leveraging yourself through the people and resources around you, the more opportunities you will attract to yourself to achieve the kind of wealth that you desire. A third word for you to learn and remember is multiplication. One of the ways for you to succeed greatly is for you to find ways to multiply yourself times other people. For example, if you hire an employee who can do work that you would normally have to do, but at a lower wage rate than you can earn, you are multiplying yourself. If you build a multi-level or network marketing business by recruiting and managing other distributors, you are multiplying your time, talents, and abilities times the skills and abilities of others. Peter Drucker wrote that knowledge and know-how are the keys to the 21st century. One of the ways that you can step on the gas pedal of your own career, improve your acceleration, increase your leverage, and multiply your results even more is by the acquisition of more practical knowledge and skill that you can use to get even better and faster results for which people are prepared to pay you. As the president of your own company, you should see yourself as the chief executive officer of a corporation with stock that trades on the stock exchange. You should look at yourself and at everything you do as though you were a large corporation and your job was to increase the value of your stock.
Greetings.
Greetings there.
Yes. Yeah. Colin, some forget about you, because me did have another sister with the Panato reasoning, because we are talking about Sky TV. She was a show on Sky TV, Born to Win. But,
okay.
Yeah, and it's funny enough. I was on there last week, and we were talking about prostate cancer. Me and Errol and 2 other people, but she get some good response. See, but we said we can't talk too long because I know some of you coming on. But it so happens that me have a special guest just coming for me, right? One pretty woman, one pretty sister still, right? And she kind of hold me tense, so we forget about you.
Well, it's kind of understandable, right?
I mean, not talk about some events what she do. So, yeah, but I want to go straight to you now, man, because you are the man the moment now, brethren. So,
yeah.
Last week, what did we talk about last week? The worst, go on.
We talk about sciatic pain in the back.
Sciatic pain in the back, yeah.
Yeah, and what causes it and how to help it, and, recognizing that it's not something you have to live with. You can get rid of it quite easily.
And community talk earlier, and what you want to talk about today, no?
Well, I'm just thinking, there's various aches and pains that people suffer, and one of the things that people suffer from, for example, is carpal tunnel syndrome. A lot of people might not even know it by the name, but they might know it by the symptom. Yeah. It's when you get like a burning, tingling, numbing sensation in the palm side of your wrist. And it's quite an uncomfortable feeling.
What is it again? Break it down again. What's the word again? What's it called?
Carpal tunnel.
Okay, then. Yeah, so it's like a little tingling pain in the wrist, you're saying?
It's tingling. It's like a tingling and burning sensation in the wrist.
Yeah.
It's where the nerves of the medial nerve is trapped within the wrist itself, and obviously, there's going to be a lot of sensations if your nerve is trapped. So some people tend to have operations to remedy it, and there's different methods and approaches. But I just want to kind of explain to people that may be suffering from carpal tunnel syndrome, that there is hope, that you don't have to have a knife to cut you open to fix the problem. There's more than one approach to doing that. And some people may be experiencing it and they don't even know that they have this condition by name, but it's easy to find out if you have it. Yeah, you can do a self-test to see if you have it.
So, how would one know? So then come to what would you do with them now? How would it work?
Okay, well, if you think about what the carpal tunnel is basically you have 8 bones in your wrist, yeah, coming from your arm into your hand. You got 8 bones that join and create the wrist. Yeah. And inside, running through those bones are nerves that obviously give you sense to your hands and your fingers, yeah. But also as well, there's a lot of tendons that control each finger. And those tendons are attached to muscles. Those muscles extend up into your forearm. Yeah? So what happens is when the muscles are really tight, so for example, people who are like athletes or sports people who have to grasp things very hard, on a regular basis, or hairdressers, or people use pneumatic drills to drill. Even massage therapists like myself, if you're having to work really hard with your hands, you can get this condition where the muscles in your forearm tighten up. And when it tightens up, you get a sensation.
Yes.
In your this tingling and burning. It's quite disconcerting, and people get concerned about it. But people can do a quick self-test by just tapping themselves on the palm side of the wrist right at the top. And if it starts to tingle and feel like a springy feeling inside, that means that the nerves are compressed by the bones. So it doesn't get much pressure to feel the effects. So it's hard to press down and twist and turn and hold things when you have that condition. Yeah. But what tends to happen is a lot of people who don't look at the holistic approach to this, aren't aware that there is a holistic approach to dealing with this matter. Go to the GPs, and the GP will quickly identify that, yes, there is a problem here. It's called carpal tunnel syndrome. And they will tell you there's not much that can be done about it unless you have the operation, which isn't necessarily 100% effective, because it might come back after, they cut you open, you move the nerves out the way and then move the tendons out of the way. Yeah? So you have to wait a while before you get to a hospital, weeks or months. Then you have to get the operation, you have to wait weeks to be healed. And then there's a possibility that the problem is going to come back again.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So then, my approach is this. There's more than one way to go about dealing with that problem if anyone has the problem, right? It's always good to seek an holistic practitioner who has various skills on sports massage techniques or trigger point therapy techniques, or, general remedial massage techniques. We work on the connective tissue on the arm, because the problem that people have with carpal tunnel syndrome isn't the fact that the issue is in the wrist. That is symptomatic of what's going on, right? But the real problem is in the forearm. But when saying it's in the forearm, it's actually in the muscles that run down the forearm. Those muscles that run down the forearm have tendons attached to them, and they lead towards the fingers. Now, what happens is, if the muscle is tight, it can create a knot. The muscle can become rigid.
Okay, then.
And, so on the connective tissue, I think I mentioned the connective tissue last week on the show.
Yeah.
It's like a thin membrane that goes around the whole body. When that attaches itself like cling film around the muscle, the muscle can't budge. And the muscle becomes rigid, and then it can have knots inside. Now, what I do as a therapist, I try and identify on the client's arm where the knot in the muscle is. So if you can recognize, you can think about the knot being like a bubble. I can either apply some pressure to decompress the bubble, and it allows the muscle then to go back to its normal position. But there's also the connective tissue, which is wrapped itself around the muscle, which needs to be loosened. And it can be done by manipulation through massage. And that can take moments to treat someone. And it's much better than going to a hospital to have your hand cut open and being told that, look, it might come back another time.
Right. So, if people want to want to make contact with you, because one thing we get to understand that you'll be doing something down in London in the near future. I think we're about the Laurels, which is on St. Anne's Road. So we're just trying to put things in place properly. So, because you're based in Wolverhampton. So, if people want more information about you, can you give it your website or your email address and Facebook or whatever, so people can know more about you?
Okay, well, my telephone number is 07, if people want to get a pen, because I've been told I got to say this slow, because people tend to think, oh my God, it's giving us the number, I don't have a pen. So, when you get in the pen, I'll just let you know that you contact me by telephone or by Facebook or by email. I do have a web page which is currently under construction, so you can't really access it at the moment. But you can contact me on Facebook, for example. It would be Footprints Therapy UK. That's Footprints Therapy UK. Or if you want to email me, that would be info@footprintstherapy. Sorry, I've got that wrong. It's actually inquiries at Footprintstherapy info. Inquiries at footprinttherapy.info.
Okay, then.
So I really love this thing, I should have it done. I'll just make it roll like that. But I'll say it one more time.
Yeah, say it one more time, please.
Inquiries at footprintstherapy.info. Or you can telephone me on 07890 575597. That's 07890 575597. And yes, I will be hopefully at the Laurel's Healthy Living Centre in the next few weeks, hopefully. So if people have any needs, whether it's going to be your neck or your shoulder pain or head aches or hand pain or tennis elbow, lower back, sciatica, high calves, knee, hip, hamstring, foot, anything like that, I'm there for the people in Tottenham. It will be on a Saturday, possibly between 10 and 5:30. So obviously there's going to be limited space for people to have an appointment. But I will be taking appointments. People can call straight after the show if they wish, and what I'm looking to do is to have a full day. So I'll come down and treat people, and I'll obviously put everybody in a date slot where it's convenient for everybody at the same time.
Yeah. Just to let people know, but people don't really know the man status still, because we call him the miracle man still, you know, because him cure people. We call him the miracle man. It don't come for no reason at all, the miracle man. I mean, there's enough people gonna come out and queue up and wait to deal with them health challenges. See.
Well, can I just say, can I just say thank you for the opportunity to speak on the show, because for the last few times I've spoken, as I've put on the phone, people are phoning.
People are phoning, yeah.
People with needs out there that are having the needs met. Okay, some people are braving it and coming all the way to Wolverhampton, which is fantastic, because people travel for miles to go to Harley Street. So people are prepared to travel to Wolverhampton to come and see me. So I'm going to try and make it just easier by coming to London, so people can have an easier access to me. But yes, people come with the miracle man, and that's a great kind of thing to take on. I just want people to know that don't bring the blind and don't bring the lame, because it's not miracle when we're going to touch you. But I do believe in miracles, because I am a walking miracle. Actually, I could hear that story one of the days. But the miracle aspect, what I'm providing is just having the understanding and the knowledge and the wisdom about the human body and how it works, and knowing exactly which part of the body to work to take people out of pain, rather than allowing people to live with pain or live on medication for long durations of time and feel like there's no hope. Yeah, because medication is full of toxins. If you take it over the years, you're not helping yourself in the long run. So there are alternatives, and I'm here to provide that alternative. It's not a miracle, it's just appliance of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. But really, I'm a pain player. I'm coming into the slay the pain debt. So you come to me, and I am an award-winning therapist of 2017. So that's really why I'm kind of pushing myself out there, so people can know that I'm here. People know that I'm here to provide a service to us, and at a reasonable cost as well. So I'm a therapist of 14 years. I do a lot of different therapies, from therapeutic massage to qigong, to trigger point therapy, reflexology, a whole host of things. But my specialism, which is why I'm coming to London, is to get people out of pain fast. So no matter what age or how long you've got a problem, think about it, or tell a friend if you know they've got a problem, and give me a call and have a consultation at least, and find out how I can help you, if I can help you. Following that, if you decide to have a treatment, that's great.
Okay. So do you work with herbs as well?
I utilize herbs for myself personally, a whole range of, from guinea hen to mango leaves. I use it for my own personal usage. But I'm not a naturopath where I can directly say I'm going to give you these particular herbs. But I can advise you, I can encourage you, I can enlighten you as to what is out there. But people, would have to make their own choices. And I can inform people, but they have to make their own choices to I won't be recommending one thing or another, perhaps. But there are herbs out there directly which that benefit me. If you want to ask what benefits me, I will tell you what benefits me. If it may benefit someone else. So, you know. I'm very much into the healthy living in terms of, you know, eating the right type of foods and eating the right time of day or evening. So all these things go into the, you know, the human makeup of being healthy.
Well, you see, yeah, but you see, all this ties in your thing of health from a holistic approach, because you probably find that the reason why someone's in this kind of mess is love of our lifestyle, our diet, the food, the carbs, and all these things will turn to sugar, what robs the nutrients from the body, and you know, because earlier on we had a beautiful call from a brother called Lyndon, and he was talking about diabetes, and he was saying that he had diabetes too. He said that his blood count was something like 92 point whatever, way above.
Say that again. Sorry, say that again.
He said that female blood count was something like 92 point something.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's usually should be 40. He says it should be 42. So when he heard that, no, he got frightened. So he had to take action. So yeah, man. So he must eat and exercise and cut all kind of carbs, and within 2 months he was able to reverse the.
But you know, Brother Dougie, I think you know the diabetes thing is a big thing, especially
it's a big thing, man.
People. But I've noticed that diabetes is more endemic, and I work in a hospital as well. And I work in blood. I work in pathology. I take people's blood every day, so I know a little bit. I've been doing it for 9 years, so I know a little bit about blood and some of the issues. But I know that there are more Asians that come in with diabetes, right, than our people. But here's the reason why. I'll give you two reasons. Some people, a lot of Asian people, not Indian perhaps, but other Asian countries, eat well after 8 o'clock at night. It's like a tradition to them. But here's the thing. The body only produces enough insulin for 2.5 meals a day. Right? No, there's a saying, have your breakfast as a king, have your lunch as a prince, and your supper as a pauper. So you're lessening the pressure on the body, on the insulin, to break things down. If you do the opposite way around, some people don't have a breakfast in the morning, and they have the big dinner at night. The wrong way around. But people end up with diabetes because the body cannot, the body doesn't utilize insulin after a certain hour. You know, the organs only work at certain times a day. You know, like the spleen will produce blood at 1 o'clock in the morning, or the liver comes on at 3 o'clock in the morning, clean up all the old cells. So you have to have a little bit of knowledge about how the body works. Then once you understand it, then you will look after yourself better. But if people eat a lot of sweet things and the body's acidic, I'm looking at a jug of lime juice I've got in front of me, and some good water. You know, lime is quite alkaline.
Alkaline,
but it's quite alkaline.
Yeah.
So that helps to break down sugars as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's good for the system. So you can treat yourself very simply. Don't have to do anything overcomplicated to treat your lifestyle. You know.
Well, you see, you know, it's interesting because, in fact, in the paper, on the news, not the news. So there was something the other day on TV where they're talking about obese and diabetes, and they get to realize that that enough people, right, especially young people now, right, are obese, and obviously if you have obese, you're gonna be prone to diabetes, and you know, diabetes, obese, it's all linked together, and there's two, you know, they might walk around most of them shop there, and they find say, as soon as they're gonna shop, it's pure chocolate at the front. So the man said, and the man said to the man, said, look here, how come you have so much chocolate at the front? The man said, look here, a business may run. I said, one Indian boy said this, a business may run. And well, him just know, you know, but it just shows you how we're addicted to sugar, right?
It's so easy.
It's so easy, man.
It's a universal thing, isn't it? That thing, it's so easy. Sweet is, having something sweet is a quick fix. It's such a quick fix.
Yeah.
You want to feel good, you try something sweet to feel nice.
Yes.
You don't have to cook it. You don't have to cook it. You don't have to peel it. Just open it up and you eat it. It's too easy. Like, we've all been grown up. But when there comes a time when you have to grow, you know what I mean? The Bible says, you know, when you're an adult, you put away the childish sort of thing about adult. So some of us don't do it. And then there's consequences to everything.
It's true.
Some of us learn the hard way. We've all had to learn the hard way. I'm preaching to myself as well.
Well, no, man, because I remember when I had very little sense, music on, I mean, what a thing where you have pineapple fruit and you put sugar upon the pineapple fruit and all them something there. We call the pineapple because
was it ripe enough?
Yeah, no sense them time there. Yeah. And you have when you have a cocoa chocolate and thing, you put whopper sugar in it and all them something there, and you have porridge and you put sugar in the porridge and you know what I mean, all them something there. So you know, we just
becomes quite acidic, and then this is where cancer comes in, because obviously, you know, is on an acidic environment. You know, and I heard the brother say that, you know, cancer, like, you know, if you have a tumor, imagine if a tumor being in a suitcase.
Yeah.
And that suitcase is holding everything inside. Yeah? So the tumor is only there to hold the rubbish that your body is refusing to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So then, when you try, someone might cut a tumor out and say, that's it, we're taking the tumor out. But here's the thing, the tumor comes somewhere else. But why? Because the body, with all the elements in that are no good for your body, is still in there. So the blood comes up and tries to absorb all of the rubbish that's in your body.
Right.
You know what I mean? So then if we can clean our system through fasting is a very good way of
cleaning your body. But same to the brother was saying earlier on that because one of the things he done was he was fasting. You know, say fasting is very powerful. And able to break down the cuts and the crave, and it cleanse the body and so forth. Yeah.
It gets rid of the cravings, because your body demanding that you have more of it. But if you can discipline myself on something, you say, well, I don't fast, you know, but I guarantee you do. Because you go to bed at night and you wake up in the morning and you break your fast.
You break your fast, yeah, that's right.
So then but there's different types of fast that you can do. Some people fast with water, just having water. Some people have like lemon squeezed in the water. Some people don't have anything at all.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, the body is looking for something each time, and if you don't feed it, it's going to be utilizing the existing fats in your body and the existing sugars or whatever, and it will feed off. You know, it's like a camel. A camel eats for a while, and then you find the camel doesn't eat or drink. And the lumps that are on the camel's back, those big humps, they shrink in size because it's living off what it has on it. So we humans are just the same. We can survive without food for a period of time. Just understand why we're doing it and that there are benefits. Because you know what? Even in England, I don't know anywhere else in the world, but in England, back in the day, the doctors used to encourage people to fast.
Oh,
if you're in hospital, they say you have to fast.
Yes.
Because they knew it's important to cleanse your whole body.
Body, yeah.
That doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
You know, but fasting is so essential.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then.
So, so, you know, there's things we can do to counter potential conditions coming on, because diabetes isn't hereditary. It's a choice sometimes, you know what I mean? Some people are born with diabetes.
No, but you see, I'm glad you mentioned that, because if your parents have said they have diabetes, but you have to look at their diet, their lifestyle. So if they're consuming water per carbs and so forth, right, and they pass that on to you because you don't know better, you're gonna be prone to certain kind of health challenge.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So it's not so much this thing about is, you know, due to your parents have so it's really down to the lifestyle.
Yeah,
down to the lifestyle, man.
Yeah, it is. We follow because we don't know any different.
You don't know no different. That's right.
You know what I mean? So what you see somebody do, you practice because that's all you know.
Mm.
You know, but you know, knowledge. You know, well, that's what the radio station's here, right?
Mm.
So we're here to kind of let people know that, and most people do. You can't assume that people are ignorant.
Mm.
Here's the thing: all of you listeners who are listening, you know the right thing to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to do, isn't it?
Yeah, it's absolutely.
For some of us, it's hard.
Yeah, it's very, very.
But then, I have a little mantra. My mantra is this: one step forward robs failure of success.
Say that again.
One step forward robs failure of success. You know, if you're going to fail if you stand still, but if you take that one step forward, you're robbing failure of its success. So one little tweak at a time. If it means you want to get up and walk early in the morning, right, and get your heart rate going, if it means you want to get up and you want to have a vegetable smoothie, right, or if it means, you know what, you're not going to have that chocolate bar or whatever it is that, you know, you're fit, whatever that might be. There's little changes you can make. Or even, I'm going to go to bed early tonight and I get that 8 to 9 hours of sleep. Because, you know, in the 9th hour of sleep, and most of us don't get it, in the 9th hour of sleep, we have cancer-fighting cells which come alive and start biting down the cancer areas. But most of us don't get 9 hours sleep. So you get more sleep, that's a good thing. More exercise, more fresh water, more fresh air, less sugar, little tweaks. One step forward will rob failure of success. Failure in health, and we all have a choice. We might be born with degenerative conditions, but certain things can come upon us because of our lifestyle, so we have a choice. So, not easy, but let's do it. Let's do it because we owe it to our ancestors, we owe it to our parents, we owe it to whoever is behind us coming up. You know, so, you know, that's it really.
All right then. So look at, give out your number again, please. So
okay, it's 07890 575597. That's 07890 575597. And you can contact me anytime of the day. I work in a hospital, but I finish working there every day at 12:30 in the afternoon. So if you want to contact me, phone me straight after. If you want to simply text me, you can do that. Even if it's just to ask a question about your health or, you know, a possible issue that I can advise you on, then I will do that for you. That is not a problem.
Okay. And like I said before, we'll be coming down once a week on a Saturday at the Laurels. So people can, again, we'll be literally be dealing with some health challenge. And this man, he gets results. You know, and one of the things we want to do, once people start getting results, we want to get testimonials from them, people phoning and, again, promote the Miracle Man, because that's why he is the Miracle Man, see? And so forth. All right, then. So look it up. Yeah, man? Yeah. So give thanks, and then we'll be speaking to you again, yeah?
Yes, give thanks. One love.
Yeah, man. One love, man.
Man, have an awesome rest of the week.
Yeah, man.
Good.
Take care, man.
Take care. And you too. Bye-bye now.
This is the one goal that you want to accomplish more than any other single goal in life. This is the one goal that can help you to achieve more of your other goals than any
that was
other
the Miracle Man online with us. And again, please, you know, ring him, because he'll be coming on once a week and probably next month
your
on
ability
a Saturday
to think through your life and to
do
settle
some health
upon a major
challenges.
definite purpose is the key.
So we listen to
your
Brian
powers
Tracy,
and unlocking your
and we do
potential.
have a special guest inside the host as well.
Your major definite purpose must be clear, specific, and measurable. It must be time-bounded and committed to paper. Your major definite purpose must be accompanied by a plan to achieve it. Your major definite purpose should be the central focus and key measure of most of your activities. And once you have decided on your major definite purpose and begun moving toward it, your whole life begins to change for the better. The good news is that any plan for the achievement of your goals is better than no plan at all. Just as you need a blueprint to build even a birdhouse, you need a blueprint for your life and activities as well. A good set of goals and plans creates a completely integrated system for success and achievement. Fortunately, there is a simple 10-step formula for goal setting and goal achieving that you can use that will increase the likelihood of your achieving your goals by 10 times, by 1,000% or more. I've taught this simple process to thousands of people all over the world who have used it to go from rags to riches, from average performance to outstanding performance, and to go from the bottom of their companies to the very top. More people than I can count, including new immigrants with no advantages at all, have used this methodology to become self-made millionaires. They now drive beautiful cars, live in beautiful homes, and dine at the best restaurants. They have used this process to transform their lives and realize all of their dreams. And so can you. Here, then, are the steps. Step 1 in this formula is for you to decide exactly what you want in each area of your life. If money is your concern, decide exactly how much money you want to earn each year for the next 5 or 10 years. Decide exactly how much you want to save and accumulate. Decide exactly how much you want to be worth when you retire. Decide how much you want to earn each month, each week, each day, and each hour. The more specific you can be, the easier it is for you to create a workable plan that will make it possible. Set clear goals for your family as well. What sort of a home do you want to live in? What kind of a lifestyle do you want to enjoy? What sort of activities do you want to engage in? What sort of things do you want to do with and for your family? Fully 80% of your success is caused by your being absolutely clear about what it is you want. Set clear goals for your career and for your personal and professional development. Decide exactly what you want with regard to your health and with regard to your future. Decide what you want in spiritual terms, in social terms, and in terms of community service. The number one reason for success is clarity. The number one reason for failure is fuzziness or lack of clarity. If you don't know exactly what your goals are, set a goal for yourself to decide upon your goals. There's nothing more important to your success than for you to take the time to think through exactly what it is you want in every area. Step number 2 is for you to write it down, clearly, specifically, and in measurable terms. The very act of writing down your goals takes them out of the air and out of your imagination and crystallizes them on paper where you can see them and touch them and feel them. As it happens, only 3% of adults have written goals, and those 3% accomplish more than the other 97% put together. So the first 2 steps are for you to decide exactly what you want and then to write it down. By writing down your goals, you move into the top 3% in our society. By writing down your goals, you put your hands onto the steering wheel of your own life and turn it in a new direction. By writing down your goals, you take complete control over your future. Step 3 in goal setting is for you to set a deadline. Your subconscious mind responds very well to clear, specific deadlines. And the very writing down of your goals and setting a deadline deepens and intensifies your desire for the goal and your belief that it is possible for you. If it is a big, long-term goal, set down sub-deadlines as well. If it is a 3-year goal, break it down into 1-year goals, 3-month goals, 1-month goals, and even weekly goals. The more tight and specific your time planning, the more likely it is that you will achieve your goals on schedule. A written deadline acts like a forcing system for your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind then motivates you and drives you towards your goal and simultaneously attracts the people, resources, and ideas that you need into your life to help you to achieve the goal. Sometimes people ask me, what if I don't achieve my goal by my deadline? Well then, set another deadline. There's no such thing as an unrealistic goal, just unrealistic deadlines. A deadline is merely a guess, an estimate, based on your current knowledge. You may achieve your goal before or after the deadline, but you must have a deadline. You must have a target to aim at. Stephen Covey advises that you start with the goal in mind. Start with the goal and work back to the present. This method of projecting forward and working backward is a peak performance technique that enables you to function with greater clarity, precision, and effectiveness. Remember, the primary reason that people don't set goals is because of the fear of failure. They are afraid that they won't achieve the goal. They're afraid that if they set a goal and they don't achieve it, they'll feel badly as a result. Of course, The one thing you can be sure of is that if you don't set goals, you won't achieve very much. People accidentally set themselves up to fail by doing everything possible to avoid failing. So decide what you want, write it down, and set a deadline. You will be amazed at what starts to happen in your life after those 3 simple steps. Step number 4 is for you to identify the obstacles that stand between you and your goal, especially your major definite purpose. Make a list of everything that is blocking you from achieving your goal. Ask yourself the question, why am I not at my goal already? Apply the theory of constraints to the obstacles holding you back from your goal. What sets the speed at which you achieve your goal? Remember, 80% of the reason that you are not achieving your goal is contained within yourself in some way. Look at your outside world. What is going on around you that is holding you back? What is the bottleneck or chief constraint that slows you down? Once you've identified the main obstacle or constraint, focus your time and energy on alleviating that key choke point. Sometimes the removal of one major obstacle can do more to help you achieve your goal than any other single activity you can engage in. The rule is that whenever you can identify a major obstacle or problem, swarm all over it, like a bee swarm. Focus all of your time and attention on it, hour after hour, day after day, until it's removed. Sometimes the identification and removal of a single obstacle can dislodge many of the other factors holding you back and enable you to make a quantum leap towards your goal. Step number 5 is for you to identify the knowledge, skills, abilities, and additional information you will require to achieve your goals. We live in the information age. This means that all forward movement requires the acquisition and application of new ideas and information of some kind. Keep asking yourself, why am I not at my goal already? What ideas, information, skills, abilities do you need in order to achieve the goal that you've set for yourself? Again, apply the theory of constraints. What one skill or piece of information would be more valuable to you than any other? What is the key piece of information, knowledge, or skill that is setting the speed at which you achieve your goal? There's always something. There's always a key skill, ability, competence, or piece of information that you lack that's holding you back. Your job is to identify this obstacle as clearly as you possibly can and then develop a plan to remove it. Ask the question, what one skill, if I developed and did it consistently in an excellent fashion, would have the greatest positive impact on my career? If you don't know the answer to this question, ask your friends, ask your coworkers, ask your boss. You must find out. The answer to this question is the key to your moving ahead faster in your life. It's the key to acceleration, leverage, and multiplication. Keep asking, what one skill would help me?
Okay, then we spent a call from Vassell Stevenson in about 10 minutes time, and I'll be talking about the event was taking place at the Mahat Center, and we're talking about spirituality and sex, and also be talking a bit about prostate cancer as well when he phoned in as well. So yeah, so you know, Vassell is very versatile. I just spoke to him a little while ago. He's just doing some studying, listening to the show, and you know, he's gonna phone in and share some information. See, so if I was you, get your pen and paper out and take some notes when Vassell does phone in. See, so this is the Blessradio. I'm gonna listen some more of Brian Tracy.
Anything someone else has done, you can
please take notes
as well. Step number 6 is for you to identify the people, groups, and organizations whose help, assistance, and cooperation you will need to achieve your goals. You can achieve little goals by yourself, but to achieve large goals, you need the help of lots and lots of people. The first step in getting the help of lots of people is for you to make a list of all the people in your life who can either help you or hurt you in the attainment of your objectives. Write them all down. Organize them by priority. Who can help you the most? Who can hinder you the most? Someone once said that the devil is in the details. The most successful people are invariably those who are the most meticulous and careful about the details of their lives. They leave nothing to chance. They check and double-check. They make lists and then sub-lists. They combine their ideas. They always think on paper and write things down. The average or mediocre performer trusts to luck, is too lazy to write things down, continually forgets, and misses countless opportunities as a result. Once you have a list of all the people whose help you require, think about how you can help them in advance to earn their support. Most of the people you know listen to only one radio station, WIIFM, or What's in It for Me. Before people will help you, they have to see that there's some benefit or advantage to them in doing so. The law of sowing and reaping reigns supreme in human relationships. This simply says that you reap what you sow. You always get back what you give. One of the great rules for success is this: the more you give of yourself without expectation of return, the more good things that will come back to you in the most unexpected ways. If you need the cooperation of your boss or your customers, remember that the more and better work you do for them, the more open they are to helping you in some way. If you need the cooperation and support of your family, think through what you are going to do with and for them if they'll support you in a particular endeavor. When you need to negotiate for money, offices, equipment, or support of any kind, think through the negotiation from the other person's point of view. How can you structure things in such a way that they will benefit? The more you have thought through the needs and wants of others before you talk to them, the more effective you will be in getting their assistance to help you to achieve your goals. By the way, with regard to goals, many people feel they have to have a certain amount of money to begin moving forward. This is seldom the case. You can usually start right where you are with whatever resources you have and do something. If you have to borrow money from the bank or from anyone else, remember that they always look for the 4 C's, and you must be prepared with answers for each of them. The first C is credit. What is your credit rating? One of the most important things you can do throughout your life, especially in keeping your career on the fast track, is to keep your credit rating impeccably clean. If ever there's a problem or question about your credit rating, you must do everything possible to clean it up as fast as possible. Your credit rating is available to virtually anyone, and it is a major indicator to most people of the kind of person you are. Benjamin Franklin once wrote, "Money is money and credit is money, and the man with good credit can call upon all the money of his friends." The second ingredient that banks look at is your collateral. The general rule for a banker making a first loan is that they are looking for as much as 500% coverage of any amount that they lend you. They want to know the primary way you will repay the loan and how you will then repay the loan if the first source of repayment disappears completely. I've been approached by banks who even wanted me to put up 100% of the money that I wanted to borrow in the form of a fixed-term deposit with them. When I told them that this didn't make very much sense, that I would give them as much money as I wanted to borrow, they just shrugged their shoulders and told me that this was their basic requirement. The third factor that bankers look for is your character. Your reputation as a good and honest
Okay then. Inside the house, we have a celebrity of celebrity. And only thing, we make a bad mistake, you know, because if I didn't know this is going to be here, we should have a red carpet, one thick red carpet for walk on, because when we see her, and it's true, why me forget, sir, had a brother post a phone in, and so for guys, we shocked to see her, the boat, you know. So, oh, the man give me some Christmas terrace. In real life, say, him,
Everybody gets wild.
the man smile me, right? So if we didn't know that, we set up things properly, because this individual here, you know, she works tirelessly hard, you know, and she puts on about 2 or 3 events a month, at least 2 a month. But anyway, she'll let us know what kind of stuff she do. See? And we don't really have time to really go into her business CV right now because the amount of things she's been doing, you know, the amount of work, and you know something, all you have to do is observe this sister here, because she and her son, and she have 1 or 2 people who literally set up, you know. In fact, when it come to wiring up the system and all them thing there, you know, she put people like me to shame, because when we get stuck, we have to ask her. All this thing at work, you know what I mean? We have to ask her all this thing at work, you know what I mean? You know, putting the PA system together. She have the projector. She have the screen. She bring everything. Saying so she don't rely upon nothing, and she put it together. You know, and sometimes when things go a bit peer, we have to run to her and ask her, how this thing will work, you see? But she said that she had to learn, you know? She don't want to rely upon nobody, see? And the amount of stuff she do, but hold on, Andre, you know, son, we have Vasco got phone in Pan, you know, so we're going to bring Vasco into the mix, because, Vasco? Hold on, Vasco?
Dougie.
Yes, Vasco.
How are you doing?
Not too bad. I'm just letting you know that we have Auntie Jean inside the house as well.
Sorry?
We have Auntie Jean inside the house as well.
Oh, wonderful. Say hello. Say good evening to her.
Yeah. I was just letting people know about her profile, because, as you know, Auntie Jean is a big time.
I know, and I was going to phone her today to ask her how she received my last presentation.
Oh.
The last presentation. All right. All right.
I was good. You know, she's been in my thought all day, and I just took up my phone and I saw her advertising on WhatsApp the event she's got coming up third Sunday this month, and I thought I'm going to phone her and ask her how she thought the last presentation went, as above, so below.
Well, all right, then. I'll tell you what I do now, right? You can take liberty. You can still ask her, no, you know. Do you want?
No, all right. Well, yes, I can ask her, yes.
Yeah. But first, hold on. But first, we have to welcome Auntie Jean properly, because we never work. I want people to know we have Auntie Jean inside the house. You know, Auntie Jean, you know, inside the house, yeah. And the mistake we make, we never get no big, thick carpet she for walk on, you know. She looks so glorious and gracious. Anyway, Auntie Jean, how you keeping? You good?
As usual, she's always glorious and graceful.
You know that already. Hey, hold on a second. Make Auntie Jean say hello to the people there. Massive.
Greetings, everyone. Hi, it's Auntie Jean here. I hope everyone is well and doing good.
All right. So.
Great,
and you too, Brother Vasco. How are you?
Oh, I'm much better now I've heard your voice.
Such a flatterer.
All right then. So, Vasco, ask about the seminar then. All right then. That's a good way to introduce her.
No, there are certain people that we have natural affection for, and Auntie Jean is one of them. You know that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes.
Oh, really nice.
Okay, so what was your feedback on the last seminar at Chestnut?
The feedback was absolutely brilliant, and naturally your flow and your information got everybody literally to the edges of their seat and wanting more. So much more that you have to come back. You have to come back. And yes, I'll give you another 2-hour slot as well.
Well, I tell you what, there are 3 ladies who were there, and I met one of them yesterday.
Oh, wow.
And she said to me, that's the first time I've ever heard you present, and I am going to start following every presentation you're going to make.
That's a compliment.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And another one said that she's a school teacher. She had to make a presentation to her fellow school teachers, and she's usually nervous when she's in front of them. But after hearing that presentation, she was so powerfully charged. Wow. And her exact words to me were, Brother Vasco, I nailed it.
Okay, then. I think I know what you're talking about, you know.
Yeah, and I've got it on my phone, and I'm not going to erase it.
Yeah, I know you're talking. In fact, I did bigger up earlier on. On
Really?
there. Yeah, I did bigger up earlier on. I know you're talking about. I know she's probably listening right. She's probably listening right now. Yeah, she's a very nice sister.
Is, yes.
Yeah, I know she's
lovely. She's lovely.
Now is a lovely, lovely individual.
Yes, we do have some lovely people who come out and attend. You know, but we're delighted with that. We need more of them, but those who come out are really, really into it. That's the important thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Vasco, there's two questions we're gonna ask. We're gonna start off with the seminar in terms of what we done at my heart center. I talk about spirituality and sex. See?
No, the spirituality of sex.
Oh, the spirituality of sex.
Yes.
All right then. What did I say? The spirituality and sex.
Yeah, that's what you said.
That's what I said. All right then. Good. So you.
What he's thinking about.
No, that's what we need.
I told him that already, and I told him it's that little word that's attracted him.
No. That's why we need clarity. You know. You're right. You know? So, all right. Well, we have Auntie Jean inside also. She can bounce in and ask any kind of question because. Male and female energy is a little balance it up.
I like it. Male and female energy.
Yeah, balance it up.
That's the only energy how it should be, though, isn't it?
That's true. That's true.
Of course.
So,
of course, yeah.
What made you come up with this title? Was it you're going to bring to the Mahat Center on the what day you bring? What day you speaking anyway?
It's the 30th of this month, which is the last Saturday in the month.
Last Saturday of the month. Okay then. So
and it's at 4 o'clock.
It's at 4 o'clock. So what made you come with that subject? What's so fascinating? Yeah, for you to.
Well, I don't know. Are you aware of the fact that I do a series of presentations on the pineal gland and DNA, connecting the dots, as above, so below?
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. I've been to 2 of your seminars.
I'm also doing one on the chakras. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is done and dusted. The Christ within, because a lot of people still look for this external savior and neglect the savior, the Christ that's within them. And then when I was doing all the research to put all those presentations together, and I was meditating, an idea came into my mind that this could be part of that block of presentations, you see. And when I started looking into it, I was gobsmacked. It really knocked me out, and I thought, yes, this is one that I've got to get out there. And then, when I mentioned it to a couple of people, a young African brother phoned me up and asked me if he could meet me on a one-to-one, which I did. And he said he's got a group of African brothers and sisters under the age of 25. They're fed up with the way things are going, and they want to get involved with something that is not religious, but will help them with their lives, their young lives. Yeah, They don't want to be scattering their seeds all over the place. So I went up to Tottenham and filmed a video for them, talking about sexual behavior, and that there was a spiritual aspect to the sexual act. Okay. And then he said to me that he's got a group. In this group, there are 800 of them, and they want me to do something big with them. So I said, okay,
800.
Fine. Whenever you're ready, talk to me about it. But it's a fascinating topic. Yeah, because people don't associate spirituality with sex, and they go together.
So, what is it? What is it? We talk about spirituality. What is it? It goes together. I mean, is it the All
right, let's do a little bit of etymology. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. I know Jammers isn't there, and he would be very proud of this bit of etymology. The first book in the Bible is Genesis.
Yeah.
Which means the beginning. Yes. Now, if you follow that down, from Genesis we get jings. And I'm not talking about Auntie Jean, I'm talking about the jings in your body.
Okay.
You get the jings in your body, right?
See.
Jings, right? Then you get generation. to get a generation, you have to have genes to procreate, yeah?
Right.
Then you get a generation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And follow it right down. The next word is genitals or genitalia.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what have genitalia got to do with Genesis?
Are we
see what I
talking
mean?
about reproducing?
The beginning.
At the beginning, absolutely.
Yeah.
At the beginning. So your genitalia have to do with the beginning, because without your genitalia, there is no beginning of any new life.
Okay then. No, I'm with you. Okay then.
Yeah.
Okay then. I'm with
And
you.
that's where the spirituality begins. Okay?
Mm.
Because I don't know if you remember in my pineal gland presentation, I always talk about the 4 hormones that the pineal gland produces, right? And one of them is dimethyltryptamine, or DMT, which is said to be only present
In the dark.
no, this DMT is present when a sperm fertilizes an egg, so that a new life begins.
Yeah.
And also present when a person dies.
Oh, when a person dies, yeah?
Right. Only present in large amounts when an egg is fertilized and when that person dies.
Okay then.
So it's called the spirit molecule. But what the scientists have now said is that at the same point that that egg is fertilized, there's usually a flash of light. Yeah, like you got a flint in a cigarette lighter, but there's no oil in it, no gas in it, and that flint is just going, that flick of light, right? So ask yourself a question: why is this spirit molecule only present at, fertilization of an egg, and why is there a spark of light? What is it? Is that the soul or the spirit entering into the physical body?
Okay then.
You follow me so far?
Okay then. Okay
Right.
then.
Now, if we all agree that we are all representations or replicas of the Creator, we are little gods,
Yes.
and not evil spirits, as some religions would have us believe. Yeah, we are not sinners, we are little gods. And the sooner we appreciate and understand that and treat our bodies like temples, then the better the world would be. So the thing about it is that at the beginning of new life, or sorry, let me put it another way. What is a baby?
What is a baby?
What's a baby? Yes.
All right, I'm gonna make Auntie Jean. I'm gonna Auntie Jean, because Auntie Jean knows everything.
What is a baby? I say new life, the beginning of a start of a life.
All right, yeah, but let's go a little bit deeper down the rabbit hole on this one. If that spirit, that soul comes in at the beginning of at inception, when an egg is fertilized, yeah, and that spirit or that soul needs a human vehicle to exist as a human being, then that baby is just the vehicle for the spirit to inhabit and live a human life.
Right.
Does that make sense?
So hold on. So the baby's what? Baby's a soul.
Baby is just a vehicle for the spirit to live in.
For the spirit to live in. Like we've got our spirits. We're the vehicle
Okay then.
our spirits.
Okay, so the vehicle for the spirit to live in, yeah. All right then.
Yeah, yeah. And so we are not just a human body walking around. We are vehicles carrying that spirit around with us, because the spirit is really who we are.
Okay then.
Spirits having a human experience.
Yeah.
Ah, spot on.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Having a human experience.
So that is the context in which I'm making this presentation. Okay. Right. Now, remember, everything in life is duality, right? And that's why Auntie Jane said earlier about the male or female energy when we started this discussion. Yes?
At the balance, yeah.
Electricity and magnetism, everything is duality. Agreed?
Yeah.
Right. Now, one of the main operations in the human body is something called Kundalini. Okay? That is the serpent fire that forces everything up to your brain, up to your spinal cord and up to your brain, okay? And what does it is the second chakra from the bottom, called the sacral chakra.
Mm-hmm.
And sacral comes from the word sacred,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And that vibrates and pushes the oil or the anointment up your spinal column, up to your pineal gland. I'm getting a bit deep here for you, am I?
No.
Sorry.
All right.
Repeat.
Right.
Sorry. Repeat that again. Because people are
Right.
listening. People
Okay.
might not quite grasp that. But repeat that again. You probably have to break it down again.
Right.
Yeah? Please.
Right. When you meditate, okay,
Yeah.
and when you have sex or intercourse with the person you love, not with any old person, but the person you love, yeah,
Mhm.
because it's a relationship between you, the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
I made a comment some time ago about conserving the seed.
Okay.
In other words, every time you engage in a sexual act, you don't have to send your sperm into the world.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
When you reach that point where you feel you got to send your sperm into the world, you hold back and conserve that seed. You with me?
Right.
Right. That does a lot of things for you. First and foremost, there are lots of vitamins and minerals in that sperm. And every time you send your semen out into the world, you're losing vital minerals and things from your body. Okay?
Yeah.
Whereas if you practice conserving the seed, right, those minerals and vitamins are reabsorbed in your body, which gives you greater strength. Okay? You can then make love for a longer period of time. You with me?
Yeah.
And if you continue to hold back your energy, you will live for longer.
Mm.
So it
Right?
can lengthen your life too. Okay.
Sorry?
It can lengthen your life too as a man.
Yes, that's what I just said. Yes, it can lengthen your life. Yes? But if you constantly send your sperm into the world, you're weakening your body. That's why a lot of men, immediately after they do that, they fall back on the pillow and they're exhausted, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want that to happen. You want to conserve the seed, all right?
Right.
I know that it makes you strong, a male stronger by withholding.
Yes.
Because my second son's father was a boxer, and basically he had to abstain before a fight. Because,
correct.
Yeah.
Right.
So he was at his more powerfulest or his strongest when he went into the ring.
Yes. And football managers tell their players, do not engage in any sexual act immediately before the cricket match, before the football match.
Footballers too.
Yeah, I know footballers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yes.
that.
It's called conserving the seed,
Right.
Yeah.
conserving your power, your energy. Okay.
Yeah.
And remember too, if you go to Bible and look at 1 John chapter 1 verse 1, it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was of God, and the Word was God.
Mm.
Now the old meaning of word is seed.
Say that again.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was of God, and the Word was God. Right?
Yeah, of God.
And
the Word was
in ancient times, word meant seed.
God. Okay.
So in the beginning was the seed.
Seed of God. Yeah.
Was the seed, and the seed was God, and the seed was of God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So everything begins
that
with a
makes
seed.
more sense that way, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It does make more sense that way.
Everything begins with a seed.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, and it does.
So from what I've said now, you can see how sex has a spiritual meaning to it.
Mm-hmm. But all right, let me see if I could jump here, because when we're talking about sex,
Yes.
right? That, as I put this now, that if you're gonna have sex with your partner now, right, you need to go through, I'll use the word rituals, right, where you both practice. But the ultimate is to really to raise the chakras to the crown chakra. So
Yes.
you're gonna go through certain kind of rituals to raise the ultimate. So you both of you have to be practicing certain kind of rituals, yeah, to raise.
But well, you don't necessarily have to practice the rituals, right? But there are certain things you don't do. You don't have sex and then meditate. You meditate first and then have sex. Okay?
Okay, well that makes
That
sense.
makes sense, right?
No, you
Right.
don't meditate.
Now,
No.
see,
Hold on.
another-
You said that. Hold on. You meditate first, then have sex. You're saying, yeah?
Yeah, you shouldn't have sex before you meditate.
You shouldn't have sex.
Before meditation.
Yep.
Okay.
Why is that? I'm just trying to get my head around that one. No. Why is that?
Because if you understand that when you're trying to get to the crown chakra, okay, that is where heaven is, okay?
Yeah.
And there's a carnal aspect to sex as well as a spiritual aspect. Remember, everything is duality. So although there's a spiritual aspect to it, there's a carnal aspect to it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the carnal mind cannot get into the kingdom of God, which is your crown chakra.
Mm-hmm.
So you meditate first, so which means you go through a cleansing process. You have a shower,
Yeah.
other things
Yeah.
like that. You
Yeah.
sit
I
down,
understand
both
that,
of
yeah.
you, and you meditate, and you're both on a spiritual journey here, because what you see, the man is electric and the female is magnetic.
Oh.
Okay.
But we just said you have to meditate first.
You don't have to meditate before you have sex, but if you're going to meditate, you shouldn't have sex before you meditate.
You
That's the
you
way round.
shouldn't have sex.
Before you meditate. If you want to meditate, then
Yeah.
you shouldn't have sex before meditation.
Okay then. All right then.
But you can meditate. But you can meditate before you have sex.
All right. Okay then.
You with
But,
me?
yeah, but you see, where I'm a bit hazy now, right? How do you reach? How do you open up the vibration to get to the crown chakra? Because you have to go through a certain rituals or some. So in my mind now.
What you no? Hold on.
Yeah.
You cannot just open up vibrations to the crown chakra. You
Yeah,
have to
I know.
You have to go through all the chakras first,
Yeah,
right?
I understand that. So you're talking about
And you have 7 main chakras.
Yeah.
Right. Starting from the bottom, which is the
Root
chakra.
root chakra. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the sacral chakra.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This is the important one when it comes to your sex organs. Okay. And sacral comes from the word sacred.
Mm.
You with me?
Mm-hmm.
And that is the one that vibrates, that pushes that oil up your spine so that you can open up the other chakras.
Mm.
You with me?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, if you remember that everything is duality, the sacral chakra, which comes from the word sacred, also has another name, the other side of the coin. And that other name is Sodom, as in Sodom and Gomorrah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just another side of the same coin. You with me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Christ and Lucifer, different sides of the same coin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Good and bad, electricity and magnetism.
Mm-hmm.
Tall and short, fat and thin, different sides of the same coin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what is good, right, can also be bad. It depends on your will and what you do with with everything. There's an old saying about a Native American who was talking to his grandson.
Mm.
And he said to his grandson, you have 2 wolves inside of you fighting. And the grandson asked him, well, which wolf wins, Granddad?
Yeah, I like that saying.
And he said, what? The wolf
one that
you
you
choose
feed.
to feed
That's right.
is the one that wins.
The
So
one you
you've
wish
got
to
good
feed will
and bad
win.
inside of
Yeah.
you, right?
The ones you feed. So if you're angry and you
Feed
feed the
it,
angry,
then
then you will get angry.
Yeah,
So yes.
angry.
Right. So you feed the good wolf.
Mm.
Yep.
Mm.
Right. So just like human beings, your duality, you got a good side and a bad side. If you feel the good side is going to win. If you feel the bad side, the bad side is going to win.
Yeah.
So you have no hatred for anybody. You love everybody, okay? You love yourself as well, and you try to do good to everybody. Yeah. So when you're doing your chakras and you're meditating, that sacral chakra actually vibrates, okay? And that pushes the oil or the chrism, yes, up the spine and up to through the other chakras up to your crown chakra.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Let me just jump in here quick, because I remember you gave a talk at the Health Center, and I can't remember the subject matter is. It might be as above as it below, but one of the things I think I might ask the question: how do you raise your vibration? And you said something that if you go into the sun and anchor yourself in the grass, bare feet and whatever.
Ground yourself.
Yeah, grounding, right?
I know what you're talking about.
Because I was doing that. When you said that the following day, right, I've been going out there, mind the weather's warm them time there, and glazing the sun and grounding myself, and I got so much benefit from it, you know. And
yes, it has tremendous health benefits.
Yes.
Health benefits.
And with that now, I started to, look at my health and that stuff to raise my vibrations. So obviously, I'm going by from what you're saying in terms of raising the vibration in your ultimate crown chakra and so forth.
Yeah. But let's put it this way.
Yeah.
Opening up your crown chakra is not going to be an easy exercise. It takes a long time, years and years of practice, because a lot of us are going to be stuck in the second chakra, which is the sex chakra.
Right.
Right. A lot of us are going to be stuck there because we are living too much in the physical and not enough in the spiritual. You with me?
Yeah.
A lot of us are not eating the right foods either. And a lot of us don't meditate. So that's where we are going to be stuck. But when we change our diet, right, cut out all the crap that is up there, eat a clean, wholesome diet, and we meditate for at least 15 minutes per day, right? Go into yourself and empty your mind and try to be quiet. And, if any thoughts come into your mind, you just let them drift in and drift out and be quiet and connect with the Creator. You'll find how powerful it is. And then when ideas come into your mind, there'll be positive ideas that you can implement into your everyday life. You'll feel on top of this world.
Is there a good time to meditate? Is there like the magic hour?
No. There's no structure to meditation. A lot of people talk about going on meditational courses and all that. It is complete nonsense. The minute you start putting structure to meditation, you're talking about religion.
Okay, so you don't have to have a regular routine. Oh, I meditate at 7 o'clock in the morning, or I meditate at 4 o'clock in the morning every morning.
Nope.
It could be at any time that you feel.
Anytime. You can park your van beside the road, yes?
Yeah.
Lock your doors to be safe.
Yeah.
Sit down behind your wheel, close your eyes for a few minutes, and empty your thoughts, and you're meditating.
Okay, so a couple of minutes is sufficient, or can be enough?
A couple of minutes can be sufficient, yes. But normally when I do it, I try to do it for about 15 minutes minimum. Okay? And then when I'm up and about preparing breakfast or whatever, I have the computer on and I've got the word resonating 108 times.
Say that again? Oh, you So that helps to empty your mind, because my mind is always chattering, and everything's going on, and I say go away. People say, well, just let it come in and let it flow out, but mine wants to stay and chat.
It comes in, but don't pay attention to it. Thoughts come into your mind, just let them drift in and drift out.
So the can cancel that.
Yes, because Om means God. It's an old Hindu word for God, yes?
Okay.
And when you say you're sending that vibration, because remember, everything in the world is vibration, yes? you're sending that vibration into the ether, into the universe, right? And
Okay.
remember, I gave a talk on structured water.
Yeah.
When you say you're also changing
Oh, the
water
vibration
in your body.
in your body.
because
Okay.
when you say that, you can feel the vibration going
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
your body.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
feel it. You're changing the structure of the water in your body into that type of water that I was talking about, H3O2.
Mm.
You with me?
So when you say the no, right? So for example, if you meditate, say for 5-10 minutes, you said that obviously within the time you're meditating, yeah.
Yes.
Okay then.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
that will raise your vibrations. As
That
well.
raise your
Yeah.
your vibration. Oh.
Yeah, it will help you become more empathetic and loving to everybody, to the world at large, you know, and help you be a more rounded person.
And you know something, it's quite interesting because the Holy Coptic Church, they after their near the end of their service, they chant the word but I never understand why. I know some of the resonation, but it's only now I understand why they're doing it, you see. And you
Gives it a whole
Yeah.
new meaning,
yeah,
doesn't it?
communion, yeah. So now
Right,
it
now-
makes more sense.
Also, let's do a little bit of another little bit of etymology so you can understand. Okay. Now take the word Solomon.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
SOLOMON.
Yeah.
Right. What is SOL?
So
Now, Sol is the sun.
mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So, son.
That's where you get the word solar from.
All right. Yes.
So Sol is the sun. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Also known as Ra, or lots of
Yeah.
different names. Okay, right. So Sol, sun. Then Om is God.
Okay.
Yes. And On is an old Egyptian word also for God.
Mm-hmm.
So what Solomon actually means is God is the sun.
Right. Right.
You with me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
No, say that again. I just lost you. Just because people are listening.
So,
No, say it again. Say it again.
That's the second time you lost me, Dougie.
No,
And
no,
I'm
somebody
still
I
here.
lost you, but people might have lost you there because don't forget, you went quiet for a
haven't gone
minute, you know.
anywhere. I haven't
Hold
gone
on.
anywhere.
We have a
Still-
studious
You keep
student inside this
losing me.
house here. She knows everything, right? 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 Yeah, she's one of them A-class students. She's very humble with it. But also, the manager of Bless is another is so. All right, I'm about C. You know what I mean? Right? Right. So you ever say that again? And I know that people out there want to hear everything we say. So say that bit again, so we're clear.
We were doing a little bit of etymology on the name Solomon.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Right. And I said Sol, S-O-L, is the sun.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you get solar from, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like solar panels and solar this and that. It means the sun, yes? Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then is an old Hindu word for God. And On is an old Egyptian word also for God.
Mm.
So when you say Solomon, yes, you are saying God, Son.
Mm. God, Son.
Yeah. Or the other way around,
The
Son,
son's
God,
God.
God. Yeah, same
Son,
thing.
God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Yep.
Yeah, because Sol is the sun.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's Son, God.
Mm-hmm.
And the more and the deeper you go into it, the more sense it makes, because everything is vibration, everything is energy, and that's where our energy comes from,
Mm-hmm.
the sun. Yeah. And everything is resonance. And when you understand those three things, a lot of things fall into place. Like now we are talking, we are putting out a lot of energy towards each other and towards our listeners.
Okay then. let me just so the event will take place what day? You did say on the last Saturday of June.
This month.
This month, yeah,
Of
June, yeah.
yes, yeah. Yeah, at 4 o'clock at the Ma'at Center.
At the Ma'at
And
Center.
the topic is the spirituality of sex.
Spirituality of sex. Okay, that's gonna be very interesting.
It's going to be very interesting. Okay, and while I'm here, can I mention another event? Perhaps there's a major health event coming up on the 7th of July in Leicester, and that is at the Caribbean Center, the Afro-Caribbean Center, which is just outside Leicester train station, okay, in Maidstone Road. And I'll be presenting there, and I've been asked to talk about the prostate and the pineal gland.
Okay then. Well, this
And
kind of go on.
That is on the 7th of July, Saturday the 7th of July.
Oh, 7th of July. Okay then.
Yeah, from 12:30 to 6:30.
Okay then.
And that's in Leicester.
Yep.
And that's in
That's in
Leicester, yeah.
Leicester.
So if people want more information, what do they do? Contact you, or that's how that gonna work? They want to go.
No, they can ring a number 0116 340 0349. Or they can go online and book.
Okay, repeat that number.
Yeah. 0116 340 0349.
Right.
That is the 7th of July, and the event is called Your Health Inside and Out.
Okay then. Okay then. No,
And
they.
you can also book a resonance scan there, and there'll be stalls and everything else as usual.
A
But if you want to get your body scanned,
Yes.
Oh, your body.
your whole body,
Okay.
yep. I had one done in Luton on Sunday, and it's the same gentleman and his partner who are putting on this seminar.
Okay then.
And they gave me, because I was also at a seminar in Luton on Sunday, this Sunday gone, and they gave me a scan, a whole body scan.
I'm sure that
And
came at 100%.
No, it didn't.
It didn't. You surprised me.
It didn't. It didn't. I would have been surprised if it had come back 100%.
Wow.
But no, they're no matter who you are, there's some elements in your body that you need to pay attention to. Because
Yeah,
nobody's 100% fit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it showed up some things, and I thought, oh, that's interesting.
Wow.
So I know exactly, and I've got it here on my computer. They sent it to me, so I can look at that and see where there are energy blockages in my body, and I can address them.
Well, that's the good thing, you know what I mean? 'Cause at least you know how to deal with certain things now when it comes
Now,
up.
I'm also considering getting one of those machines as well. Yeah,
Okay.
it's fantastic, and what it can do, it looks at your body and it can diagnose everything that's going on in your body from an energy perspective. But they're not cheap, these machines.
Yeah, I would imagine so. They're quite.
Is it
costs a
those
few.
handheld ones? You hold it's like a wand you hold in your hand. Is it that one?
Yes, you have a I can't remember what they call it. Something that you hold in your
Like
hand.
a wand.
Yeah, not like a little and electrode in your hand,
Yeah.
and then it reads your whole body inside out.
Yeah, I've seen
Did
it.
you actually feel anything?
No, nothing. Nothing. And you can just watch it on a screen, and see how it reads your body, and then it comes up on the screen and it tells you where there are energy blockages in your body, how each organ is performing. It's fantastic, and I'm going to get one of those machines.
Right. Okay then. This kind of lead on neatly because you mentioned prostate cancer.
Yes.
And on the following week you will be at Chestnut Community Center. That's on a Sunday, where we're talking about the truth about prostate cancer and diabetes. I know you got a vast amount of noise around diabetes. So we definitely like it.
Sorry, Dougie, you've lost me now again.
I've lost you?
Yeah. Now you said the following week I'll be at the Chestnut Center talking about the prostate and diabetes.
And diabetes. Well, I want to be part of the panel when we talk about diabetes.
I thought you said it was St. Anne's Library.
Yeah, St. Anne's Library.
Oh, now you're talking about the Chestnut Center when it's St. Anne's Library.
Sorry, I beg your pardon. St. Anne's Library, which is off St. Anne's Road. I beg your pardon.
Yeah, see, I'm more on the ball than you are.
I can see that, you know what I mean? You're very much, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we'll be there from
that's
4
the
to
15th,
8.
That's the 14th, isn't it?
No, that's the 15th. It's on a Sunday.
Oh, the 15th then. 15th of
July, yeah.
Right.
But while you're there, it'd be wise for you to just talk about the prostate and what the and it's quite interesting because before you phone in, Barbara phoned and talked about the interview what took place last week on
Barbara Allen.
Yeah, on Sky TV, and she was very excited because she got a lot of response, and she's gonna repeat part 2 this Tuesday. But you said that what's gonna happen that you can get it on YouTube as well. You know, if you type in
wonderful.
"Born to Win," it's on YouTube.
Right.
You know,
but there's another. I'm delighted to hear that, Dougie. But there's another big development taking place, and I'm going to give you a website now to for any of your listeners who want to go and have a look at it now can do that. It's www.focushealthylife.com.
Say it again slower.
Focus Healthy Life. That's all one word. .com.
Okay.
And what we've done, together with a gentleman called Des Mighty, who is an international photographer and businessman, a team of us have got together, and this is our new website, okay? And what is going to happen is that we'll be asking the public what their view is on certain health topics, and then the expert will be telling them what it is, and then we're going to point them in the direction of our natural herbalists, where they can get herbs and other things to deal with their complaint. Okay?
Right. Could you repeat that website again?
Focus, Focus.
Yeah.
Healthy.
Yeah.
Life. .com.
Okay. And you said this is going to be the new website. So you still have your other website going on?
Yeah, still got it.
Oh yes. But this is something new that a team of us have put together. Okay.
Okay. Oh, good.
I saw it today for the first time. It's up and running, not complete, but what we've done here, we want to run a big seminar on the 19th of October, and we want 5,000 people at this seminar.
Do you know where this seminar is going to be held?
We are now trying to source the venue, okay? And what we have already, we've taken the first 3 topics, which are diabetes, fibroids, and prostate, and we've got herbs. So Sister Kendaki, you'll see her there talking about herbs, okay?
Yeah.
You will see me on it talking about the prostate. You will see a friend of mine from the St. Lucia Diabetic Project, Mary Matthias. She is a diabetic expert, and she'll be talking about diabetes, and a lot of other people talking about other things. Karen Small talking about motivation, another lady there talking about fibroids. It's absolutely brilliant. That much you can see now.
Okay then.
Right? But we are going to ask anybody, any and everybody to register, right? And let us know that you're going to come to this big seminar on the 19th of October. And we want to get about 5,000 people there.
Wow.
Okay, then,
So
fantastic.
like you need a stadium.
Well, if you could organize a stadium for us, we'd be delighted, I'm sure. But no, this is going to be the start of something big and mega.
Absolutely brilliant.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Okay? And it's all to do with our community.
right. Okay, fantastic. So we definitely want to be involved and try to
Yes, please.
move.
Any and everybody just register. There's a form there where you can just register with your email address and everything else. Yeah? And indicate that you want to be part of this, and bingo, you're in.
Okay then. All right.
Yep.
But I want to touch on the other thing about prostate, and
All right.
because
Okay.
people might be hearing that word for the I wouldn't say for the first time, but they don't really know what the prostate is, and they might be hearing it for the first time. Might we're not taking things for granted, But what is prostate? What is prostate cancer? Just break that down to us,
All right. Very quickly, before I talk about the prostate cancer, I have to tell you what the prostate is.
Right.
Right. So the prostate gland is a gland the size of a walnut that sits right under the bladder. And only men have a prostate gland. Let's make that quite clear, okay? Women do not have a prostate gland, right? Only men. And this gland sits right under the bladder. And the tube that brings the urine from the bladder so that a man can empty himself when he goes to the toilet, unfortunately, passes right through the prostate gland. And as men start to reach a certain age, hormonal changes take place, right? And that gland starts to swell. Now, as it starts to swell, it chokes that tube that the urine is coming out through, yeah? And so, one of the symptoms then of this gland swelling is that your flow of urine is not as powerful as it used to be when you were younger. That's one of the symptoms, okay? There are other symptoms like dribbling, going to the toilet to pee and you can't pee, you're just standing up there, nothing happens. Getting up 2 and 3 times in the night to go to the toilet, yep. You can't hold your water, you're when you want to go, you have to go. And of course, what they call erectile dysfunction. In other words, you're not performing the sexual act as you used to or you should. Those are the main symptoms that the prostate gland is playing out,
right,
or swelling. It does not necessarily mean that you have cancer.
You have cancer, yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Right. It's just a normal hormonal change. And remember too that 20% of men who have prostate cancer will have no symptoms whatsoever. And this is why it's important that men go and get themselves checked, because a man may say, oh, I'm fine, I don't have any of those symptoms. And he's going along with this false idea that he's fine, but he may not be fine.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Okay?
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Right.
Even though
he could be one of that 20.
He's got,
Yes, percent. So
Yeah.
it's imperative that they go and get checked. Okay? Right. Now, the 2 checks that men should have, one is the prostate-specific antigen, which is a blood test. Okay? And that test an antigen or marker that's given off by the prostate gland. Okay? The second one is the digital rectal examination. DRE is called, right? And this is where a lot of men, especially black men, fall down. They don't want to go and have the digital rectal examination, but some of them will go and have the blood test only. When in actual fact, they should have both tests.
Can they get away with just a blood test?
I'm sorry?
Can they get away with just a blood test, or the blood test is not thorough enough?
Well, the blood test is not accurate enough because there are lots of other things that can cause your prostate antigen to rise, in numbers, okay? So you should have a grade of about 4, and sometimes your prostate marker can go up to 10, 11, 12, and I've heard of people and I've spoken to people who have been up to 3,000 and 4,000. Obviously, they would have prostate cancer when you get to those numbers.
Right.
But the thing about it is, because the test is not specific to cancer, because there are other things that can make your reading high. You could have inflammation, you could have been exercising, you could be taking medication, or you could have been sexually active before you went and had your test taken. All of those things will push your reading up. And your doctor is not going to ask you, hey, have you been on the nest before you came here, He's just going to look at the reading and say, hey, it's high, let's get something done about it.
Could you be misdiagnosed in that case?
Yes, and it has happened quite a lot. And what has also happened is that if you reach a point where they had to do a biopsy, some of the labs, they send the bits of flesh to have them tested, were so slapdash that people were getting back positive results that should have been negative.
Right. So it's advisable to have a second or a third opinion, or second or
yes,
third
absolutely
test.
Right. You're on the ball, Auntie Jane. Have the digital rectal examination, and if you have that where you have this issue, you go and have a second opinion, or what have you. Okay.
Is it easy to get a second opinion? Because sometimes you go to your doctor or the hospital for the first examination and they expect you to accept what they've said. Is it difficult for you to go and get another opinion? I mean, do you have to go to a different setting for it?
Well, maybe to get a second opinion, you may have to go private to get a second opinion. But don't just take the doctor's word for it. Say, okay, doctor, you've sent away the blood test to the lab, and it's come back high. Can you now refer me to the hospital where I can have it done there?
Right.
Yeah. And have it done, But normally, when they do the digital rectal examination, a nurse or a doctor will put a glove on the middle finger, put a little bit of lubricant on it, right? Insert that finger into your back passage, which is unfortunately the only way you can get to the prostate gland without surgery. And then they're feeling for any kind of lumps or hardness on the outside of the prostate gland, because that's where most of the prostate cancer begins, on the outside, yeah? So they're feeling that to see if there are any lumps or hardness. Now, lumps and hardness don't even mean there's cancer. It means there's a tumor.
Right.
But that tumor could also be benign and not cancerous. So if they feel those lumps, then they'll say, okay, come on, we need to have a biopsy. Okay? And my suggestion is, before you allow anybody to have a biopsy, ask for an MRI scan.
Would they,
right?
Are they ready to accept that? Because I know certain things that you ask for, they kind of refuse you.
Now, hold on. They can say they refuse, but you can say, look, I demand it. It's your legal right to have it.
Right.
All right, what is a RM? Was it RM scan? What's that?
MRI scan.
MRR scan.
Yes, it's magnetic resonance imaging. Okay? Magnetic resonance imaging. Remember I said earlier on when we were chatting, everything is about energy, yes, and resonance. But it's just a scan. You go into a machine, yes, and they focus on the prostate, and they take an image
then
of the prostate gland. That's what it is. Yeah? And that will show you if there are any lumps or anything on the prostate.
Right.
Now, that does not mean that that lump is cancerous.
Right.
The only way now they're going to find out is if they take samples of the tissue from that lump and send it to a lab. So now the next step would be the biopsy to get those samples of the tissue. You with me?
Yeah, what does biopsy entail of? Do they
Right.
do it with you live? Do they knock you out?
No,
Or
they knock you out.
they
There,
knock
yeah,
you out?
yeah, they don't.
You can have either one. They can either do it while you're awake with a local anesthetic, or they can do it or knock you out, you know. But remember one thing, okay? If you have a normal biopsy, you're just going to pick about 18 little bits of flesh with little needles from all over your prostate gland, okay?
Right.
Whereas if you have what is known as a multiparametric MP MRI, that will actually show them and help them to target more where the tumor is, so they don't go roving all over your prostate gland.
Is that
Let me also say that anytime anybody tampers with your prostate gland by way of a biopsy, it's going to affect your sexual abilities.
Is that regardless?
Yeah.
But Vasco, I'm listening to you, man. You're come like a scientist, man. I'm really appreciate the information you have. No, this is just live, same information, and I'm hoping that people listen and take notes. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I hope so too. But if anyone wants to talk to me about their prostate, they can always talk to me about it. You know, I'm always willing to help, give information, share. You know, anything. I'm happy to do that and have a talk with them and point them in the right direction. Because what is also happening, and I've spoken to a lot of men about this, I've discovered that a lot of men, black men I talk to, in their 50s, right? They may have low-grade cancer because there are different grades of prostate cancer, yes?
Okay.
And they may have low-grade cancer, and they're being encouraged to have their prostate glands taken out.
So the difference between, as you said, low grade, you said, is it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
does that mean that you're not in any real danger? You don't have to have surgery, or?
Correct.
Okay, and
They can do something called watchful waiting.
So you don't do anything, but you just wait and see what happens. Is it?
They
See
just
if
watch,
it grows?
see if it becomes aggressive, yes,
Yeah.
and see if it spreads.
Because
But you see, what happens at that time is that a man should now start looking at his diet and start eating certain foods and herbs and spices that will benefit his prostate, and that way he may be able to get rid of his prostate cancer.
Yeah.
But because of ignorance, when I say ignorance, I use the term, I'm not calling people ignorant, I'm just saying lack of knowledge. Let me rephrase that. Lack of knowledge, right? People wouldn't know how to approach this. And so sometimes they take the word of, the doctor or the surgeon, and they go ahead and have their prostate glands taken out. And that doesn't mean that if there's cancer there, that there isn't any left, because sometimes they take your prostate gland out and then they still have to do radiotherapy because there's cancer still left there.
But that's happened to Errol McKellar, because I mean, when he I don't even heard the story of Errol McKellar, Auntie G, that when he heard that he had prostate cancer, they said to me he's 90, I think it was 95% of his prostate was prostate. Yeah. So that you can make that freak him right out. He started to cry.
Yep.
And remove the prostate, and they still do chemo to get rid of
radiation.
You see, so what Vasco's saying is very true. But Vasco, we had a conversation earlier on, right? And this what really I'm saying confusing. That's confusing me, right? Why is it, with black men, with certain black men so aggressive with the prostate? Because I know Jamaica. I ain't been Jamaica for a long time still, but I'm always hearing that in Jamaica and on the Caribbean, it's serious.
It's very high.
It's very high, the prostate.
Jamaica,
and with black men
the whole of the Caribbean. I've got a sheet here with the whole of the Caribbean, and I tell you, it's a frightening scenario, and it comes back down to diet and lifestyle. Yep, diet and lifestyle. Because in the past they used to say, oh, it's lack of vitamin D.
No,
but that doesn't add up.
Doesn't add up.
Because these guys are
Could be in the
walking
sun,
around
yeah.
the sun all
the
day
sun.
long.
Yeah,
Right?
the sun.
So it can't be lack of vitamin D,
Yeah.
right? So there got to be other reasons. And when I do make my prostate presentations, because I've revamped the presentations, and as new information comes to light, I've added this in. But there are lots of different things that men can do to help themselves. So when you're having your talk there at St. Anne's Library, I wish a lot of people would come out and hear and listen, yeah, because I'm going to be throwing out some new information there as well. And I don't know if you saw the Evening Standard today as well. I was looking at it. It's not only the prostate and black people; it's diabetes as well.
Well, funny enough, I've got an article I was reading in the newspaper, and they're talking about how enough people now. They said that 1 every 3, right, African Caribbean, will have diabetes.
Yes, yeah. All the degenerative diseases, all of them are showing up. They're spreading. Yeah, they're becoming more rampant. They're spreading, and they're showing up in younger people. We are living in a very toxic world, and the more people can do to help themselves by their diet and their lifestyle, the healthier, they will become. And at my local library down here in Forest Hill, I did a presentation a couple of Mondays ago on the 10 steps to aging healthily. That's another presentation, yes? 10 things you should do if you want to age healthily. Because what is happening is that people are living longer, but the last 10 to 15 years of their lives are very morbid, full of sickness. Okay? And people need to address this situation. And it's your diet and your lifestyle that will help you through those years so that you don't suffer from cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, arthritis, Alzheimer's, which is on the rise as well. They're all on the increase, and there are things we can do to help ourselves.
Okay then. Well, listen, Vasco, it was good to have you upon the call and share some information with us, some serious information. And also, Auntie Jean would definitely appreciate the information you share. And Auntie, do you want any more questions you want to ask Vasco?
No, I was just said the information that you sent was you've just mentioned is really good, because taking the first word what the doctor actually said doesn't mean that you have it. And also when you said that there's various degrees, I didn't know there was various degrees. I thought it was just like you had prostate cancer and that was it. I didn't realize that you.
Let me elaborate on that a little bit for you. Okay.
Okay.
When a person has a biopsy, okay, a prostate biopsy, they're looking for the 2 most prolific types of cancer cells, and they grade them from 1 to 5.
Yeah.
With five being a worst case scenario.
Okay.
Okay. So they take the 2 most prolific types and they give them a grade. And then what they do, they add those 2 grades together, yes, from those 2 types, and that becomes the score. So one of the first things you ask, I would ask a man is, have you had a biopsy? Yes. The next question, what is your score, your Gleason score? It's called a Gleason score. Now, he may say 7, okay? And if he says 7, I want to know how that 7 is made up. Is it 4 plus 3 or 3 plus 4?
Is there a difference? Sorry, is there a difference if it's each way round? 3 plus 4 or 4 plus 3? Is there a difference? I know
yes,
the amount comes
yes.
up to the same,
but
it is
important. It is important. Very, very important. Because remember, before they give that score, they do the grades, and the grades are from 1 to 5.
Right.
So the guy whose most prolific grade is 4, he would have a worse case scenario than the guy whose most prolific grade is 3. So a guy with a 4 plus 3 is worse off than the guy with a 3 plus 4, although they both have a Gleason score of 7. So that's important. Yeah. So when somebody phones me up and say, "Oh yeah," and then they have a chat, and I say, "What's your Gleason score?" He said, "Oh yeah, the letter says I got a Gleason score of 7." I said, "Okay, fine. Now tell me how that 7 is made up. Is it 3 plus 4 or 4 plus 3? Yeah, because that is important.
Is it always those combinations?
Well, I suspect you could get a 2 plus 5 as well.
Okay.
Something like that. But normally it's about a 3 plus 4 or 4 plus 3. Or sometimes a 3 plus 3, yeah? But the thing about it is, when they then give the Gleason score, you find that you have non-aggressive, then fairly aggressive, then moderately aggressive, and then when you start getting up to the 8 and 9 and 10, very aggressive, and that's when serious action has to be taken. When you get a Gleason score of 8, 9, and 10, okay, that's when you really got to get serious.
One question: can prostate cancer only be cured by surgery and chemotherapy, etc.?
No. Any disease can be healed by what you put in your body.
Right.
Diet. And the medical profession is now, well, certain people in the medical profession have been saying this for years and are now taking it seriously. Because nature, yes, is food.
Yeah.
Okay? And nature cures everything. Nature made your body, nature cures it.
Yeah. But you see, that's a very good question what Auntie Jean asks, and I like to respond, and I hope people listening, because last night I was watching a program about something about diabetes and obese and all that stuff there, right? And they're talking about how, we need all these carbs return to sugar, and the sugar make you become diabetes and obese and all that stuff there. And they've realized now, but they don't really realize from a long time, but there's a serious health chance they got now. Like I said, that 1 every 3 person potentially have diabetes, because they realize the amount of sugars and the carbs and the chocolate, the crisps, and they broke it down all last night, Yeah,
but
so
your diet and listen, they all, you see, if you look at the body holistically, all these diseases are interrelated. Okay, Alzheimer's is classified in some quarters as type 3 diabetes because some of the underlying causes are the same. Insulin resistance. So when you look at them, your heart, strokes, heart attacks, diabetes, high blood pressure, Alzheimer's, all connected, and they're all to do with hormone imbalances and all kind of different things. So if you eat certain foods or eat as though you have the disease, you will never get it. So get your diet straight. And a lot of these youngsters who are eating from the boxes, those little boxes, The Guardian newspaper in 2012 put out a good article saying that they're building up a good case for Alzheimer's. Yep. Because sugar is very addictive, and sugar plays a role in diabetes, sugar plays a role in high blood pressure, sugar plays a role in Alzheimer's, sugar plays a role in heart attacks, everything. So
Sugar
people have
is
got
the
to
number
start
one
looking
enemy.
after themselves. Sorry?
Sugar is the number 1 enemy.
Oh, yes. Sugar, yes, the enemy.
Well, in fact, the Honorable Dr. Africa made it quite clear that, that the biggest killer right, is sugar, white rice, white bread, flour. You know, we need to eradicate that from our diet. You know.
Yep.
You know, you
Yep.
see, he made it quite clear, and I like that you link it to that, because those who have diabetes, those have obesity will definitely have diabetes, right?
Yeah, but also too, Dougie, sorry to cross
Yeah.
you. If you're obese, and the UK is now more obese than America, yeah?
That's right. Yeah. They said it last. No, they said
Yes.
last night. You know. Yeah, you're right. You know. Yeah, they said it. Yeah, they said it on the this program watching. They said it. Yeah. Here it's
Right.
coming more worse than America. Right about now. Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
Now, if you are obese, bingo, diabetes, yes?
Mm.
And once you have diabetes, up goes your blood pressure.
Mm.
And then you're going to talk about heart problems, and you're going to talk about Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's. Yeah.
Yeah? And you know what? Let's talk about diabetes. Let's talk about obesity for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Right. A lot of people think that obese people are just greedy. But it goes a bit deeper than that.
Mm.
When people are obese, okay, let me tell you, there are 2 hormones at play, okay? And there's an imbalance in these 2 hormones, right? Right. Now, your brain puts out a hormone called ghrelin, okay?
Called what?
And that ghrelin, that's your hunger hormone,
Okay.
right? So when the brain releases that hormone, when it gets a message from the stomach, it releases that hormone. Okay, you're hungry, now you start eating, right?
Right.
So you eat, and then the fat in your tummy sends a hormone called leptin to your brain to tell your brain, hey, we've eaten, we are no longer hungry, switch off the ghrelin.
Okay.
Now, for some reason, that hormone that's
Doesn't
called
get that
leptin
message.
is not getting to the brain.
Right.
Mm.
So the brain keeps pumping out ghrelin, right? And the man will eat, and within the next few minutes, he's hungry again because that hormone keeps being pumped out. And that's how obesity begins.
Is it no, Warner? But is it because your body's craving for the right nutrition? Your
It's
body's
because the ghrelin, because the brain is constantly pumping out ghrelin.
It's constantly telling
Now,
you that you need
there's
to
a
be
hot,
hungry.
there's a protein, right?
yeah.
Called C-reactive protein, okay? And that's a good marker for inflammation in your body, because inflammation is one of the worst, at the root cause of most diseases. So that particular protein blocks the leptin from getting to the brain. That's the leptin is the hormone that tells the brain, hey, we've had enough to eat, switch off the ghrelin. But that hormone isn't getting to the brain. So the brain keeps pumping out the ghrelin all the time. So that person, they'll just finish eating, within a few minutes they want to eat again. And more often than not, they're eating junk, something sweet. Yeah? And so the weight piles on and piles on and piles on. So the key is, if you can get those 2 hormones balanced by eating certain foods, yes, you balance those 2 hormones, the weight drops off like a stone. Just drops off. You don't even have to go to a gym, although exercise is important. But once you balance those 2 hormones by eating certain foods, the weight just drops off.
So it's
And there are certain herbs and spices and foods that automatically burn fat as well.
right. So it's that's hormone. Because some people say they're addicted to food. So basically, they're not really addicted to food. It's that
There's no
the
imbalance in
message is
hormones,
not
yes.
getting to the brain.
To the brain, yeah.
Yeah.
To stop the ghrelin from being pumped out. Yes,
Right.
it's as simple as that. So this is why, if people understood a little bit about how their bodies work, yeah,
Yeah.
they would understand. Hold on, I put on a few pounds last week, I better take it off. And they would know exactly how to get it off, so they would not become obese.
So it's those people that you see, you know, the TV programs where the people are stuck in their houses and stuck in their beds, so to speak, and all they do is eat. But
yes,
I always feel that, why is the people feeding them so much food? Because they can't get up to go to the shop. They can't even get up to go in the kitchen. You know, that some of them are so obese that they can't move from the bed. But what gets me is that the family are still feeding them. When the family knows that, you know, that person is, as I heard an expression, you said it whilst I was driving up, eating their way, or digging their grave with their teeth. Yes, yeah. Right.
Yeah. But not only that, but the family is feeding them the wrong foods.
The wrong food, yeah.
Yeah, but wouldn't they say, well, look, you just eaten. I'm not going to feed you until, I'm not going to bring you any more food until, you know, the next 4 hours. You know.
Well, yeah, because ghrelin is, under normal circumstances, ghrelin is produced on a 4-hour basis, yes?
Right.
So, and you should eat small meals, you know, regularly, and drink lots of water, drink good amounts of water and green tea and all of that, okay? But there's one particular food of all, one particular food that if you eat it every day, you will lose so much weight, your health will come back to normal, right? That you'll be shocked out of your wits if you add this food to your diet every day and decide, well, look, you know something? I'm just going to get some pounds off. And do you know what that food is?
No, what's that?
My favorite of all foods. Coconut oil.
Oh, coconut oil. I take a teaspoon every morning.
A teaspoon? You want to be taking a tablespoon.
A tablespoon? Oh, I'll take a teaspoon.
Yep.
All right.
So what are they? So why say what's all right? What's the benefit of taking coconut oil? What's in it? Yeah.
Well, there's so many benefits to coconut oil that ain't funny. Have you got another 4 hours on the program? No, coconut oil does wonderful things in your body, right? Despite what some naysayers have been saying for donkey's years, the evidence is out there, and a lot of people in the medical profession, over the last 10, 15 years, are now saying coconut oil is not the bogeyman that it was made out to be. And what coconut oil does, when you eat it, it does not, your body doesn't see it as a fat, okay? Your body sees it as a carbohydrate.
Okay then.
And uses it, sorry, I may have got that wrong. Your body uses it immediately for energy. It doesn't store it.
Right. So
here is a case of using a fat, coconut oil, to burn fat.
Right.
And it does it very, very well, among the other things it does in your body. It's one superfood that you shouldn't be without.
That's brilliant.
Yep. And you should take a tablespoon of it every day.
Okay,
now,
I'll up the
it has also been shown to benefit. There's a lot of anecdotal information out there about people using it to treat their relatives with Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And it's showing great promise. And there's a classic case of a Florida doctor called Dr. Markland, whose husband was suffering from Alzheimer's. She heard a lot about coconut oil, so she said, "Oh, I've got nothing to lose. Let's try it, on him." And in a relatively short period of time, there was marked improvement in his health.
Was that a tablespoon she was giving him, or was it more?
No, apparently she was giving him something like 4 to 8 tablespoons a day.
Okay.
Disguised in different ways, yes?
All right.
She wasn't just taking up a tablespoon and pushing it down his mouth. She was disguising it in his food, okay?
All right.
And that is one of the best foods for burning fat. If you get pains in your joints as well, it's also good for that. It's antiviral, antibacterial, anti-mucus, anti-inflammatory. Just brilliant.
And that's all by digesting, because I know you can put it on your body also.
Yes, you can put it in and out. Yep, you can rub it on your skin when you come out of a bath. Yeah, it's absolutely first class.
So the coconut oil, you can get it from most health shops, or
yes, or you can buy it from my website and have me maintain the website.
So you sell on your website?
Yep.
Let people know about the website, please.
Right. The website is called blackhealth.co.uk. And there's a little banner on each page called Buy Whole Foods Online. And if you click on that banner, it takes you to the shop. You can select coconut products, and there's a whole wide range of coconut oils there. And all you have to do is select which one you want, pay for it with your card, and within 2 days, it's delivered to your door.
Okay then.
Right?
Okay.
Now, with coconut oil, there are 2 things you have to watch out for. On the jar, look for 2 words. It must say virgin, which means it's not mixed with other oils. Yes? And the second one is cold pressed, which means that's the way they got the oil out of the coconut or the copra.
So those are the 2 you need to look out for: virgin and
cold press.
Cold press, yeah.
Yeah, because when they use heat to extract the oil from the coconut, heat will destroy some of the properties of the oil. You see.
Yeah.
So virgin and cold press.
And you can detect the smell as well, isn't it, when you open the jar?
Oh yes.
Because there's some. I know I think there's a brand that they have in the Indian shop. You open it, it's got no smell at all. It's very, very
well,
cheap.
then you question whether it's coconut oil then. Yeah, but you know, anything to do with the coconut, yes, is absolutely brilliant. Anything to do with coconut. And the water, coconut water, is what they call an electrolyte, okay, full of potassium. That's why you see a lot of tennis players these days. They used to be eating bananas at one time, but now they're all drinking coconut water and all kind of different things to give them the energy to get through those games, yes? Yeah. And I tell you something, for anybody who's overweight, you know, overweight people have a habit of getting up in the night and snacking.
Yeah.
Right. I will tell you the healthiest snack. So even if you're not overweight, if you get up in the night, you know, if you're feeling moody or whatever, or angry, and you feel, oh, I'm going to go in the fridge and have something to eat, you know, more often than not, whatever you're going to take is going to be fattening. But I'm going to tell you something that you can actually put together and put in your fridge, get up in the night or any time and eat it, and it will never ever put weight on. In fact, it will help you burn fat. Quite simply, grate some coconut, have a slice of avocado, and a little bit of sweet potato.
Sweet potato.
Yeah. What you've got there is the 2 best fruits in the world and the best vegetable in the world.
So so if you're hungry, you just take that, yeah?
Just eat a little bit of that, and you'll go back to bed and go back to sleep. And it's not going to put weight on. Although you shouldn't be eating late at night.
Will you boil the sweet potato?
Sorry?
Will you boil the
Oh, yes, it is cooked sweet potato, yes. It is cooked sweet potato. Yep.
Okay then. All right then. Well, Vasco, it really is a pleasure to have you on the line here sharing.
Likewise, Dougie, likewise. Anything for you, you know, you just have to ask.
Yes, really appreciate what you've been sharing with us. Really some serious information. And
I hope the listeners remember some of it. I mean, even if they take away 5% of what's been said and implement that, then they'll be doing their bodies some good. And that's the important thing. Okay then. Because they can't remember all of it tonight. Yep. So, you know, and go away and do a bit of research for themselves.
Well, to me, that's the key. It's very important that people go away and get the information and let people know about your website. You know, so
yes, blackhealth.co.uk, and that's one word, blackhealth.co.uk.
And also we'll let people know that this recording will be be up on YouTube, so people can go back online and look at information again on Blessradio 1, so they can at least look at information.
Well, this particular recording here tonight is on YouTube?
Yeah, it'll be online. It'll be online, you know.
All right, okay.
Yeah, so people
Bless
can...
Radio 1?
Blessradio 1, yeah. And with Brother Dougie, discussion with Brother Dougie and Auntie Jean, yeah.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
So if I want to remember something or learn something from this, I can go and learn it there, yeah? Yeah, all right. You know, yeah. So. All right, okay, guys. Okay.
Yeah, okay then. So, again, give thanks, Vasco.
Give thanks, brother.
Give thanks.
We'll speak soon, yes? Auntie
Definitely.
Jane, likewise.
And you too. Good night.
Yeah. Have a good night yourself and get home safely when you drive.
I will.
All right. See you, Dougie. You take care, yeah?
Take care. Okay then.
Take care. See you.
Okay then, that was the great man Vasco, just sharing some serious information. And Auntie Jean was really glued into what you had to say. And tell you the truth, but you know something, Auntie Jean, I've been hosting quite a few shows around health and putting events around health. And every time people like Vasco speaks and Stephen Sally and all this, but you seem to just learn. It's like you're starting all over again. Yeah. You know. And what's that now? It's enticed me now to dig deep, man, do some more research now. You know, because there's so much to learn. You know, so much information, and I really appreciate what. So what's gonna happen now? We're gonna bring in Auntie Jean in exactly 1 minute, right? Because she'll be talking about the kind of stuff she's been doing. She's got an event coming up next week. It's next week?
Next week, Sunday.
Next week, Sunday. Right? So she'll be talking about the event was taking place. A little bit about herself as well, yeah?
Of which can help you more than any other goal. Imagine that you could have one goal on that list immediately, absolutely guaranteed. Which one of these goals, if you accomplished it right now, would have the greatest positive impact on your life? Whatever that one most important, major, definite purpose goal is, put a circle around it. By deciding on your major definite purpose, your number one goal, you have now moved into the top 1%. The rest is up to you. Your job is now to process this goal through the goal-setting exercise we discussed as quickly as possible. Write the goal down. Set a deadline. Identify the obstacles in your way, the ideas and information you will require, and the people whose cooperation you need. Make a plan. Organize your plan by priority and sequence, and then take action towards your goal. Visualize your goal as a reality and as intensely as you can every single day. You will be absolutely amazed at the results. All you need to change your life is a pad of paper, a pen, and yourself. Write down at least 10 goals you want to accomplish in the next 12 months. Select the one goal that will help you the most, and then identify the one skill that will help you the most to achieve that one goal. Then take action on your goals and do something every day to develop that skill until they both become a reality. Step number 10 in the goal-setting methodology is for you to resolve in advance that you will never give up. Make a decision that once you have started toward your goal, you will keep working toward the goal until you attain it. In a study done in New York a couple of years ago, they found that 95% of people who wrote down their goals and made plans for their accomplishment eventually achieved the goals they had set for themselves. Fully 95%. The one key requirement, however, was that they did not quit when the going got rough. They continued to persist over and over again until they finally achieved the goal. In the movie Apollo 13, there's a famous scene where Eugene Kranz, the head of NASA, played by the actor Ed Harris, sees that everyone is beginning to panic over the fact that Apollo 13 is having serious technical difficulties in space. The people at Mission Control are beginning to talk about the possibility of losing the spacecraft and everything that might happen to their careers as a result. In this scene, Eugene Krantz steps up to the railing and calls them all to attention. When the room is silent, he says in a loud, clear voice, "We are having some technical difficulties with the rocket, but these men will be back on time and they will be back safe. And listen to me, failure is not an option." Those words, "failure is not an option," totally transformed the thinking of the people in Mission Control. From that moment on, they put their whole hearts into finding a way to repair the spacecraft and bring it back safely. The only question they asked was how. From now on, when you think about your major goals and you experience fear or doubt of any kind, immediately cancel those fears by reminding yourself that failure is not an option. Remember, you are never defeated until and unless you accept defeat as a reality. If you keep on keeping on, nothing can stop you. Failure is not an option. This is Brian Tracy, and welcome to the 21st century. In less than 50 years, we have gone from the industrial age through the service age and into the information age, and things will never be the same again. We've moved in one generation from the age of the job, where people started off with a career and a company and stayed there for most of their lives, to the age of the entrepreneur, the contingency worker, the free agent, where you will work at a variety of jobs and careers throughout your life. We've moved from the age of manpower to the age of mind power. We have gone from a time where value was contained in land, capital, factories, fixtures, and raw materials, into the psychozoic age, the age of the mind, where value is now contained in knowledge and skill, and in your ability to apply it quickly in a competitive marketplace. Every major shift in culture and technology is recognized by only a few people at first, the innovators and early adapters, like yourself. These are followed by the late adapters, a larger percentage of the population, and then eventually by everyone else, the vast majority who catch on much later, if at all. We have moved from the era of lifelong employment to the era of lifelong employability. The biggest mistake you can ever make is to ever think that you work for anyone else but yourself. The innovators and early adapters recognize that they are completely self-responsible agents in a competitive workplace. You are the president of your own personal services corporation. You are the president of an entrepreneurial organization with only one employee, yourself. You have one product to sell in the marketplace, your personal services. For the rest of your life, your job is to run your personal company efficiently and effectively so as to maximize your value. Your goal must be to sell the very highest quality and quantity possible of your personal services so that you can enjoy a wonderful standard of living, accomplish all of your goals and dreams in life, and retire financially independent. Here are some questions for you. Would you like to double your income?
Okay then, so you're hearing from Brian Tracy. Just got a critique from Auntie Jean. She said that when you play this recording, it's very important that you go back because people are listening, and she experienced that. And then I don't go back and I probably play some music at top or something else. And so one of the things I have to do that when I do stop it, I need to go back. You know, so it's good to have them kind of critique upon your case, you know, to make sure everything's running smoothly. You know,
you want to get the fullness.
You want to get the fullness of information. That's what she's saying. Okay then. All right, one big up to Juice. because I wanted her to phone in and talk about diabetes, but she said that she has to deal with some family challenges or deal with the family first. What is right? So she will be able to share, but hopefully next week she'll be touching a little bit about diabetes, but coming from more from the Jews' perspective. Look like sir ringing in. No, someone's just trying to ring in. I don't know who it was. But when I ain't gonna tell them my calls now because I want to go into the fullness with Auntie Jean, who is one our royalness. You know what I mean? So Auntie Jean, you know. I was introducing you when before Vasco come in, but Vasco come in still, you know. So Auntie Jean,
It was good.
yeah, it was good. No, so let people know the kind of stuff you're doing, because we only got about 10-15 minutes. I know say you want maneuver still, you know, but let people know the kind of events you're doing, and then we come next time we're going to fullness with you.
Right.
Yeah.
So we just touch on the events, yeah.
Yeah, touch a little bit on events and yeah, and a little bit about yourself as well. But talk about the events first, you know.
Okay, the events. Well, I run the African Culture Market called Auntie Jean's African Culture Market. It runs once a month, the third Sunday of the month, and that's been running for at least a good 3 years. And now we're going into our 4th year. We're actually running the second Sunday of every second month to go alongside the third Sunday of each month at the Chestnuts. So at the Chestnuts at St Anne's Road, and that is the second Sunday every second month. And the next one for St Anne's Road and the Chestnuts is the 8th of July. But we have the third Sunday of this month, which is coming up next week Sunday, which is the 17th of June. And we have the Dogans are our guest speakers.
Oh, Dogans will be down there?
Yes.
Okay then.
Yes, they will be doing a talk about, I think, the School of Excellence that they have. And the teachers.
Can Darky be there?
Yes, Sister Kendarki is going to be there.
Okay.
She might be doing, she said she might be also either doing the presentation or part of the presentation also.
Okay then. Yeah, 'cause I know that she's very much full on involved. Yeah. Okay then. So the idea of the market, Auntie Jean's market, how did that come about then?
Cut a long story short. I used to follow Prince. Prince is my husband. He sells jelly coconuts.
Hold on, Prince can be a bit of a troublemaker when he's ready, you know. Hey, he can't do me nothing because, but Prince is he makes me laugh, man. Yeah, that's why he's a troublemaker. He makes me laugh. He's a dancer, you know. He just makes me laugh. So Prince, pick up his tears every single time. Right.
Yeah, I used to follow Prince when he used to have stalls at different events. But rather than basically helping him, you know, supporting him that way, I was going around and, you know, buying off everything from everybody, you know, all the stalls. And then I was started to make my own products because I didn't like some of the ingredients, what's actually in the products that I was buying. And my skin was coming out kind of funny with the ingredients in the thing. So I said, well, I don't like that, I don't like this, you know, this irritates me. But what I first started to do, to make my own toothpaste.
Okay,
because
so you make toothpaste?
I make toothpaste as well, and deodorant.
We don't know you're doing anything there.
Yeah, so the toothpaste, because I want to get away from the fluoride. Because, you know, they put the fluoride in the water anyway. And there's also fluoride in your toothpaste. And contrary to how the adverts are, where they put the whole line of toothpaste on your toothbrush, apparently you're not supposed to do that. That's an overload of fluoride.
Fluoride, okay.
You're only supposed to put one little drop, a tip of the toothpaste on your toothbrush, and you're not supposed to swallow it at all.
Yes, yeah. Well, in fact, they say that if a child swallow some amount of toothpaste, they can kill them. In fact,
But they don't let that out. They don't, you know, they don't make that public.
Yeah.
And you know, because you know, children, they swallow the toothpaste, they eat it, and all sorts. So anyway, I was trying to get away from that because apparently it also dulls your pineal gland, the fluoride, and basically that's what they want to do with a lot of our children is dull the pineal gland. Anyway, I'm diversing. Anyway, getting to the point. I started to make my own toothpaste, then the toothpaste went on to making my body lotion, and then facial cream, and then hair oil and body wash. And I also do some dehydrated fruits. So I had a sort of like a collection, and then somebody says, well, why don't you have a stall? You can have a stall alongside Prince. So I had started having a stall, and this went on for about a year or so. And then we both did a stall at the African Festival, film festival.
Okay.
Film Madrid puts on once a year down in Peckham at the I can't remember the name of it. It's like not Bollywood, but it's but Bushywood. It's called Bushywood.
Okay then.
In Peckham.
Mm-hmm.
And a sister who ran a community centre was looking for stall holders for her event coming up for the Black History Month. So she asked all the stall holders that was there, and she even offered it for free. She said, come have a stall for free, you don't have to pay anything, but she's just looking for stall holders. So when I accepted, Prince accepted, and when we went there, only 3 of us was there, myself, Prince, and another stall included. And yes, there was very, very few people there. And before we could turn around and we set our stalls up, the other stall packed up and they left.
Okay.
And it was just left with me and Prince. And then Prince said, oh, there's not very many people here, it's not selling very much and what have you. So for the rest of the month, it was just basically me going and setting up. So the very last day, I came with my minibus, and I went in and sat down and brought my mother with me at that time. And I sat down and goes, oh, I don't fancy taking everything out to set everything up and then put everything back up, everything away again, and then take everything up. And I sat down there, and then something like kicked me and said, well, are you stupid? You brought everything here anyway. Everything is outside. You're here, so you might as well just set it up and just get on with it. So I did that. And a friend of mine badgered me for about, I was saying half an hour. But she said no, it was about an hour that she was badgering me for, because she said she even missed her appointment, but something inside her said to her that she must persuade me to start an African market.
Okay then.
So I was saying that, what do I know about markets? I just know, I've only just sort of like started to do my stall and and selling my wares. So what am I running about market? But anyway, she went on and went on and went on, and then I went to the sister. And I says, how about running an African market here? Could I run an African market here? And then she just turned me and she says, something, I was waiting for you to say that.
Oh, at the same place you was,
yeah. We did
yeah.
But the funny thing is, the first time I walked into that venue, I said, this will make a lovely place for a market. But that was it. It was just a fleeting, pass statement, and that was it. But then she said that. She says, I'll get you a date. She got me a date, I think it was in 2 months. And it was like, okay, because it was October. And she gave me a date for the 14th of December for the first market. And then it was like, oh, yeah, okay. And then it's like, oh, I need stall holders. I need, a program. What am I going to do, But I had a collection of stall holders, numbers and what they do, because I was actually sort of like collecting that for a car boot sale that I wanted to start up. So basically the market has come up before the car boot sale, so I got in contact with the same people who
the car boot sale, all right,
to do the stalls. So naturally when I called them, because I actually mentioned it before, I'm collecting names because I want to run a car boot sale, would you mind, would you like to be part of it? And they said yes, just let me know when you're ready. So I was doing investigating into all of that. So when I called them, they were sort of saying, is it outside? Because naturally it's a car boot sale. So it goes, no, actually it's inside, because it was December, because they expected to be to Hallings in the summertime. And they came on board, and then the first market was launched, and the name didn't come straight away. So the first flyer said African market. The second flyer said culture market. And the third flyer said African Culture Market, and then the full flyer, like as it is now, it says Auntie Jean's African Culture Market. So it took a little bit of time to get the
tweeting to get the name.
Yeah.
So that name is Brand Not So, and you're at Canary Wharf now, and that's where where's it? That's east, yeah.
Yes.
Well, you know, so you're corner all over the place, but we can't get away from you, man. But you know, you work tirelessly hard, and the next one won't be till next
Sunday the 17th.
17th. So you did say that the Dogans will be there.
Dogans will be there.
And what time it starts? Can you let people know?
It starts at 1 o'clock and it finishes at 8. It's a family event. We have drumming lessons. Russ Prince does the drumming lessons. So there's free drumming lessons for children for an hour. Even though I say it's free for the children, I mean the adults do join in too. You know,
they want to get involved, yeah.
So they enjoy that. And also we also start the actual market off with a libation from Nana Chief Amlak. So he sort of like blesses us and graces, you know, everyone there. Nana also, Chief Amlak, he also does ceremonies, naming ceremonies, weddings and funerals. So if you want to get away from the so-called traditional English ceremonies, you can go for the original Yoruba. You can just, you know, call on Nana Chief Amlak.
Okay. We got a text just come through. Say enough respect to Auntie Jean and big up to Brother Vasco, and this is from Empress Rose, who is a serious warrior.
Greetings, Empress Rose.
Empress Rose, you know, powerful sister. See, so
lovely food as well.
Yeah, everybody love her food, because she does the food at the Chestnut.
Yes, the Chestnuts. Yeah, when we're down at
Chestnut
London
and so forth. So if people want to stalls and get hold of you, is there contact details, a website and whatever?
Yeah, there's a website, all the W's, and auntiejeen.info. And for stall availability, just give me a call on 07961 886 032. I shall repeat, 07961 886 032. And there are some stalls still available, so yes, give us a call if you have anything to sell, if you have any wares, or yes, if you have anything to sell, just give us a call. Also give me a call if you have a talent, because the last half hour or the last hour from the African culture markets now is dedicated to talents. So if you're a spoken word artist, if you're a singer, if you're a musician, or even a dancer, just come on down, a poet, just give us a call on that same number, and we'll fit you in the showcase platform.
Okay then. I do have a special person who probably would love to come down, as my friend Critters, so I speak to him. Yeah, Critters, last time, you know, he want to fight me. Critters, he always want to fight me, you know what I mean? That's why we banned him from the brandy and the brandy turning full man, you know, but that's why he's banned. So, you know, we definitely will fight Critters down. He's full of jam. I don't think I'm just speaking, you know, for some reason.
Got the big old shoes with the toes hanging out, isn't it?
You know, so we'll see what happens, you know. Bring Critters Brandy onto the mix. Okay then. So, you know, we just bring in Auntie Jean, so we're going to put the pin in, because as you know that we would love to have Auntie Jean with us and to reason with us, especially share her journey, you know. And she's a very talented individual, you know, very not only very educated, right, but very humble with it. You have some people, they know one or two things, but they're not very humble. They got a bit of an ego, and it's not wrong with ego.